Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews, all on the app. Download today.
At Danner, we believe our beloved trails will always need footsteps to keep the paths from fading, and those journeys are often better when shared. The Women's Trail Trainer was built by women for women who embrace the outdoors. Rally your girls, lace up, and blaze the trail. Resurge midsoles provide next-level comfort, while Danner's Precision Fit technology offers more custom fit with optimal support. Breathe in the scenery and feel right at home in the dirt. Explore the Women's Trail Trainer at danner.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Hey, anyone know what channel the game's on? We know. Download the Sports on What app today and always know how to watch the game. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Subscribe today to start your 7-day free trial. Sports on What? We know.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, the human touch generally refers to a friendly and pleasant way of treating others, making them relaxed and feel understood. It emphasizes empathy, compassion, and understanding. And that's cute. But also the human touch, well, can also lead to not so cute things. For example, a woman in Oklahoma, she reached for a bag of frozen pizza rolls and a grocery store freezer. And instead, her human touch made contact with human poop. This after a man inexplicably took a dump in the freezer. In China, a woman, she caught herpes after her mouth touched the microphone at a karaoke lounge. Now, we will share her story coming up, but it is as gross as you think it is. I'm going to put it this way. It involves the words pustulant blisters. I kind of stopped reading right around there. I'll let you do the math.
What if she got the downstairs, the upstairs guy?
I know. Depends where she put it. She said it touched.
Yeah.
Easy. But hey, I'm not saying it out loud, but you know. Anyway, human touch continued. We go to San Francisco. A synthesizer repairman accidentally started tripping bees after he touched the LSD that had been left in the synthesizer he'd been working on. Keep in mind, the synthesizer had been in storage since the 1960s. That LSD still kicking. He absorbed it through his skin. And then there's a guy in Pennsylvania. He visited the National Watch and Clock Museum. I don't know if he's single. But all was
Watching
well.
what?
Watch and Clock Museum. And all was well until he just had to touch one of the rare clocks on the wall, knocking it off the wall and onto the floor, where it broke into several pieces. To his credit, he leaned it against the wall and walked away. But look, man, we've all been there. Either you stuck your hand in something you didn't want there, something may have sprayed you in the face, and when you found out what it was, you weren't happy. Or like this guy, you knocked something over, you broke it, and like anything, you break it, you buy it. So today's question, for better or worse, what should you have not come into contact with or touched?
Be part of the Big Show. Call 206-803-ROCK. Like KISW on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com. Well, but tell us away we go. Welcome to the 20th anniversary season, episode number 4,307. What a large and a charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeats. Once again, we will be joined by Taryn Daly and Steve Miggs from the Daily Miggs Morning Show. What decade is your guys' favorite movies, would you say?
I mean, I got to go with the 70s because you had, that was a whole Star Wars thing, Jaws.
Okay.
Then the 80s were pretty cool because I got Empire Strikes Back, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
And most of those decades had great music within the movie.
Or like, what was it, the Brat Pack, right? I mean, they ran through the 80s.
They're kind of famous
solid,
for the 80s.
Yeah, and they had a great soundtrack to pretty much
That's what I'm
everything.
saying. Does anyone look forward to a soundtrack now? Do they even do them?
Well, it depends on the movie.
Yeah.
Well, think about it. Not me, but a lot of people were excited about the Wicked soundtrack. Right? Like if you're doing a musical, it seems like people get all excited about it, but
Okay.
otherwise.
Frozen soundtrack.
Yeah. I mean, Disney, sure.
They're going to win. I'm just
They're
saying,
always gonna
like,
win there.
in a comedy kind of way, I don't know. Even Adam Sandler used to release soundtracks on his movies.
I think if
pretty
Tarantino
good.
puts out a movie, whether you like the movie or not, he'll probably have a solid soundtrack.
Yes. So we go back to the 90s. So basically the deal is these are songs that you either hopefully remember. You'll definitely remember the song. You might not know that it was associated with a certain movie. Or immediately maybe you hear it. So either way, Mike, you have picked 10 songs from 90s movie soundtracks.
Mike does not pick songs, he curates them.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
see?
you, Steve.
Jazz you up
Classic
a little bit.
than that. Yes. The golden age of film, 90s.
Okay.
Now, based on age, are you going to stand by that, right? Because
Damn right.
in the end, I'd have to go 80s. I mean, look, even the stupid ones, Red Dawn, you know what I mean? Like, all that stuff was great. What would you say are the top 2 90s movies, and one of them cannot be Lion King?
Jurassic Park being one of them.
That's strong.
What would they play? T-Rex? I mean, what?
I mean, it's
No,
1990, but I put Goodfellas in there.
All
There
right.
you go. Also a great soundtrack. And Miles, it was John Williams that wrote the score for
Okay,
Jurassic
I know.
Park.
That was a joke.
Beautiful music.
It is, but does anyone own a John Williams album? Right?
I do. I have Star Wars.
There you go.
I have the
I
Star
Star
Wars
Wars.
soundtrack.
Yep, I sure do.
Right.
But I don't listen to. My point is this,
You
man.
own the soundtrack.
I do, but if I listen to it, it mean even more. That's all I'm saying.
So you're going to play the song We Guess the Movie.
Correct.
Is that the idea?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I did see today where Jack Black is the
Shortest.
he just came out. Well, basically what happened was he had a song on the soundtrack for, why am I forgetting that popular
Jumanji or Minecraft?
Minecraft.
Yeah.
correct.
Okay.
Now, I guess
Steve's Lava Chicken.
he released this as a single, and it is now one of the top, I believe, 10 or maybe
The shortest song.
It is the shortest song ever in the top 100 Billboard charts. Okay,
Do you have it, Mike?
Oh, no, I don't.
you don't have it.
No, I can't
We
play
got to
that.
find it. How short is it?
34 seconds.
34
Okay.
seconds.
Wow. 34 seconds.
I found out from a kid, by the way, that and I'm sure other parents might know this. So the Minecraft movie is the new Rocky Horror Picture Show. Okay, so if you go to Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I would say don't, but if you do, it's like a midnight showing. They throw popcorn, toast, right, all this kind of crap, or they get up and sing at the right time.
Yeah.
So my son went to see it with a couple of buddies of his when it opened, and apparently this has been going on. So I said, how was the movie? He said, it was as dumb as I thought it would be, but I still enjoyed it. But he said, man, it was crazy. So I guess for the Minecraft movie, they leaked all of these scenes or things to the kids that would care. And as a result of that, they had all these prepared things to throw around and do, like you said, seriously, man, during the movie, like, I can't remember
There's
what they were
one
throwing,
line.
But there's
And
a
all the
couple,
kids-
bro.
But there's one specific one where they would all throw popcorn and kind of lose their S.
Yeah, and I mean,
Chicken Jack.
So wait a minute. You gotta
Chicken,
wait.
yeah, that's it, right.
You gotta wait to eat your popcorn until the scene comes on.
well,
no.
it depends who you are.
These kids got in trouble as they'd wait for this one scene, and then it's
Right.
like they just won the Super Bowl.
But
Look,
it
man.
keeps happening, man.
I don't know who you go to the movie with, but the popcorn is gone during the promos.
It is.
Because they're telling them- that's what I'm saying. Like, you're forcing the kid to keep popcorn. That is a
No.
That's a tall
But
order.
You're thinking about the wrong way though.
Okay.
They're
Think
there
about
to
think about
throw
a
it.
kid who's excited about popcorn. Then think about a kid who's excited to throw popcorn
They'll
around.
save it.
They'll wait.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. 10 songs from 90 movie soundtracks coming up at 4:30 as we will sit and spin. And today our question, for better or for worse, what should you have not come into contact with or touched? 206-803-ROCK as we start with a story. Now this one is a doozy. A woman from China claims that she caught herpes by holding the microphone too close to her mouth at a karaoke lounge. The unnamed woman shared her story basically on the China version of TikTok and how she became infected with the HSV1 virus, which usually causes cold sores around the mouth. Now, you know somebody who has this. If you
Sure.
do not, it's very common.
It is common. That's not the herpes that freaks people out. But it happens.
There
every
are
night.
2 types. There you have your top floor unit and you have your basement unit. Yeah.
Look, I get cold sores, but Thrill's right.
It's people. A lot of people have cold sores.
Because and that's a form of
herpes.
herpes. But
That's
It is, but just when you say herpes, people think genital.
you're
Right.
exactly right.
Now
You
the
could
cra-
say I have
now-
herpes. What
yeah.
you say is I have a cold sore.
Right. Now, the crazy thing about this
Correct.
woman, the crazy thing about this woman is she did get genital herpes, which is, no, she did not. I'm just kidding. But I guess she said she got a little bit carried away during her performance, holding a microphone much closer to her mouth than she should have. And then tiny pustulent blisters.
Told you. Pustulent blisters. I'm like, I'm done reading, man.
Pustulent.
Jesus.
How often do you use pustulent? Boy,
I don't know that I have.
You say in the next
You
24
could've-
hours working into a conversation.
You could have with the thing that was on your chest for a minute. That was pustulant.
Oh, yeah.
The thing on your
Ted,
ass.
you missed it. Oh,
That was pustulant.
super pustulant.
Yes. See? You could use pustulant.
No.
Yes,
Sometime.
in the next 24 hours, just working into a normal conversation.
I think my guy Doug's just a little pustulant.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. Could be your dog.
Going to a urinal next to a stranger. Just go, that looks pustulant.
Man.
Man, oh, man.
But she also said they were painful, itchy. Didn't pay too much attention to them and eventually went away, only to come back in a matter of days. And this time the woman went to the doctor and they said, yeah, you got a herpes. She says, I have to
That's
carry
exactly how
well,
they
I mean,
said it.
they
Yeah, you got herpes.
I have to carry this virus for life. There's no medication available to treat it. There's only a medication to relieve the pain, but these symptoms are reoccurring. Now, that's strange because I have been told that if you have the basement version of herpes, they do have a medication that you normally have on you. But the difference is,
So you couldn't use Herpacil on your face.
the difference is
right?
you kind of you need to be a
don't know.
you need to be a seer, and you kind of have to start taking it before you believe it's coming.
Before the outbreak's actually going to
Correct. Like,
visually.
it's giving you, I guess, like a window of maybe you should take this. And then
But
you-
it still
then
doesn't
you
cure
take
it.
No, it doesn't
It
cure
does not cure it.
It reduces,
It's correct.
But why
yes.
can't you use that on your face? People use Preparation H on their eyes. You would think something that you put on the backside that you can stick on your face, you could certainly use a herpes thing.
Yeah.
From a downstairs and my upstairs.
That also seems odd that she had a bunch of them. Like, if I get a cold sore, I get a cold sore.
But you're not smashing a microphone right around the
Yeah.
perimeter of your mouth's been touched by 1,000 herpes-filled mouths.
We talk about fun of microphones every day. Like, the idea of one of them touching my lips seems gross.
Yes.
At least we're talking to the same one. Mine's looking terrifying in front of me.
Well, at least we have them by ourselves too.
Yeah.
Mine's just fuzzy.
Just fuzzy?
Yeah, I just got a bunch of fuzzy limbs.
But you've worked in radio and seen when they don't have this. There's a
Oh,
little
yeah.
microphone condom on these things, right?
Yeah.
Really changes the tone, doesn't it? But you've seen these little grooves in people's like
Sesame
like
seeds.
lip. You know, you put sometimes like you'll drink some coffee and you get like lip skin on your cup.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it. Well, it's like in all of those things. So that, I mean, you think to yourself, you're giving the microphone to how many different people a night? 30 a night at karaoke, maybe 20, 25
At
a
least,
night.
yeah.
Well, and
So-
then before we even moved over here, those old microphone condoms were just disgusting. dude.
I won't say who I shared a microphone with, someone on a different show. But
yeah.
we sat in the same seat. And every time I looked at the mic condom, I mean, it's like it took a sesame seed bar and shot it in the head with a shotgun or bits of sausage, but it was on the mic condom. And just, we were doing the show. I was always conscious of being away from the mic. We're talking about something. I just remember it brushed my bottom lip, just brushed it. And it bugged me the rest of the day. Like I was skeeved out, man.
Woman said she's certain she'd become infected with the karaoke microphone, adding that she'd never had herpes before. This happened a few years ago, so she's still talking about it because it was 8 years ago. I'm not sure that this ever was brought to court or any of those things.
So for 8 years,
she's just shared her story on social media in China. It's gone viral. A dermatologist, by the way, they have yet to confirm that this is actually true and that one can get infected with herpes by touching a tainted microphone with one's lips. So they don't know if herpes
I would
can live.
definitely confirm that before I volunteer for the next 8 years to go on social media telling people I have mouth herpes. Like,
Right.
I would definitely
And
double check
with the
that.
questioning.
Well, what
is-
if she's married or something? And it would be very embarrassing to find out how she actually got it.
I was
Well,
curious
look.
if she is married. Like, baby, I'm telling you, it was the karaoke
This is
microphone.
Yeah, if you had someone up there before you doing Lips Incorporated or whatever, got, wet and all that, I can see where maybe that would transfer. But I don't see it being dormant on a microphone.
I don't know.
And you touching it.
That's why I don't do karaoke.
We go to Oklahoma. An Oklahoma man allegedly defecated in a grocery store freezer on Sunday night, and the woman who was
As
shopping
one will do.
accidentally put her hand in it while reaching for some groceries. She was going for the pizza rolls, but literally stuck her hand in a pile of human excrement. Actually, she said, Judge, excuse my language. A Sunday trip to the wonderful Crest food store for Mrs. Johnson and her kids turned out to be more than what most moms bargained for. I was upset. I was disgusted. I feel violated, she told K4 TV. Johnson said she is still trying to comprehend what happened while picking up a bag of Totino's pizza rolls in the freezer section.
Oh, she was actually grabbing pizza rolls.
She
In the
literally was
freezer
grabbing
section.
pizza rolls.
I
yeah.
grabbed a bag. I felt the mush on my hand in the bag. So I turned it over. And there it was, she said. Police says it was, in fact, human fecal matter. Johnson said there was another bag of pizza rolls that had also been placed on top of it. Kind of just making a poop-filled smash bag of pizza rolls. I was disgusted. I was almost in tears. I bleached my hand. I disinfected it. All the way home, they still were like, Mom, I can smell it. I can smell it in the car.
Thanks, kids.
And she said, I can smell it too, baby. 2 days later, Johnson still struggles to voice her frustration with what took place there at Crest Foods on Sunday afternoon. But they are looking for the man. They do have video of who they believe either put it in or pooped in the freezer.
Wow. Yeah.
Damn.
See, that ruins your day, man. Yeah. I don't care. You could have just won the lottery, right? And you decided to pick up some pizza rolls. You're going to celebrate on the way home. When you stick your hand in an unexpected pile, keep in mind, cold, in the the last place I expect to find a turd is probably the freezer of the grocery store on pizza rolls.
Our question, for better or for worse, what should you have not come in contact with or touched? 206-803-ROCK.
Is there a place you expect to find a turd outside
I will
the
put
toilet?
it, I know how that sounded after I said it, so let me reframe this. If I were to find a random turd in a grocery store, for whatever reason, next to the pizza rolls is the last place. If you said it's in produce, that makes sense. Cereal aisle, I go, all right. Not happy with any of these. I'm just saying that's the last place I would think.
Yeah. On a related note, the marshmallow has a bit of a leakage problem. I think it has to do with the sunroof or something like that. Whatever it is, it's notorious with these doggone cars. And so, given the weather that we've had, I've actually bought a cover for my car that I have to put over it every time that it rains. I have to take it off every morning before I drive out here.
Do you say ta-da when you pull it off in the morning?
You know what? I should start doing this.
Ta-da!
So this morning I'm about to leave and go to work for the morning.
Woman saw it in that.
I unhook the straps that go underneath the doggone car, and I go to grab the top of it so that I can pull it up from the top, right? And my hand slaps something slimy and sticky, and I pull it off. And at whatever point, the early bird did indeed get the worm and then dropped its severed body onto my doggone car, and I slapped this fat frickin' bloody worm on top of my frickin' car. So that's my story.
Hey, better than turds next to the pizza rolls.
For better or for worse, what should you have not gone into contact with or touched? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Carla. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. Hi.
Hola.
Well, I work for a garbage company, and I came across a incident report.
Okay.
And so the garbage driver had to have medical attention, so I started reading more about what happened. And when he lifted the container, his driver door window was open, and what my husband calls a manhole cover was a tampon that dropped inside to the cap of the truck and hit him in the eye. So he needed to go get medical for the biohazards.
What, you think of this, Trey?
He got hit in the eye.
How did this happen again? Is this when they crank up the can to put it into the truck?
Yeah.
And it went flying?
They lifted into they lift the residential container into a container in front of the cab, and then that front cab lifts over the head of the truck. Lots of things drop in. Rats, tampons, apparently.
I see. I know what you're talking about.
It gets kind of gross.
So a bloody tampon hit him in the eye, and he had to get medical attention. Did you ever find out, did anything go wrong with him, or was he given the all clear?
As far as we know, he's all clear.
As far as you know.
Okay.
All right.
I know what she's talking about. And they dump the thing on top and shake it.
Yeah.
And so if you have your window open, now that makes sense because, the residential ones work on the side.
Yeah, exactly.
But the ones that are, commercial come over the top. So anything when they go dunk, 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 bring it back down. So if you have your window open, then tampon in the
Get hit in the eye with the tampon.
God,
That is
horrible.
Our question, for better or for worse, what should you have not come into contact with or touched? 206-803.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth. For a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what's sneaky? A bunch of big corporations buying up local companies you know and love, gutting them, and keeping the name. But you know who's not a sellout? Pinky's Plumbing. That's right. Pinky's Plumbing's values start with their work ethic, honesty, how they treat their employees, and how they care for their customers. Bigger isn't always better, and that's a fact. You should know you're working with a locally owned company that truly values where they live and work. Pinky's Plumbing. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Want to travel like a savvy jet setter? No, that doesn't mean monogramming your passport. It means making smart decisions every step of your trip, which means knowing your options. Smart Travel unpacks the facts, like which booking sites actually save money, how to fly first class using points, and if that fancy travel card is a smart investment. All so you can save more on your next adventure. Follow Smart Travel from NerdWallet today and start traveling like a pro.
Bosch's innovative power tools make you feel like a Bosch. Like when you pile drive screws and bolts with the 2-in-1 impact driver, you'll feel like
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah!
Or when you powerfully blast through concrete with the Bulldog rotary hammer, you'll feel
like I have the power!
And when you make buttery smooth cuts with the Glide Miter saw, you'll feel
Scoobity-bee-bop smooth, baby.
What he said. With expertly engineered power tools, the more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch. Rock. Talking about touching stuff, things you should not have. 206-803-ROCK. Elliot Curtis, he is the broadcast operations manager for KPIX TV. And he was tasked with a restoration project. It's a vintage, I believe, Buckla model 100 modular synthesizer.
Okay.
Now, that instrument had been sitting in a cool, dark room at Cal State University since the 1960s. Now, Curtis's repairs, which he tended to from his home, while he was doing this operation and working on it, something strange happened. He began to trip. It was as if he was high on LSD. And apparently he was. According to a report by KPIX, Curtis opened a red paneled module on the Buckla, at which point he saw a crust or a crystalline residue.
Okay.
He reportedly sprayed a cleaning solvent on the area and attempted to dislodge the crystal with his finger. Now, after 45 minutes, Curtis was overcome with a strange tingling sensation, followed by a 9-hour trip. The substance found in the instrument was later tested, identified as LSD. A LSD researcher and expert later confirmed that the drug can remain potent for decades if stored in a cool, dark place.
All right.
And that it is possible to ingest LSD through the skin.
Wow, man. How long do you think it took him to realize he's tripping and not dying?
I don't know.
If he's never done it before, I would think you have no idea what's happening.
Oh, dude, he's in TV.
And he's in San Francisco.
Yeah, I mean,
he's fine.
Yeah, this guy's tripped before.
Yeah.
The instrument's inventor, the late Don Buckla of Berkeley, California. And I believe this was one of his personal items. He was heavily immersed in the 1960s counterculture. His synthesizers, I guess, found their way into a school bus purchased by a guy named Kesey, who was an acid advocate.
All right.
So either way, one guy who had one of these was the Grateful Dead sound engineer. They're not sure which one this is. They just know it was
any of them.
Correct. So our question, what should you have not come in contact with or touched? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Julie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hola. Okay, so I was working for a local and independent recycling company. We drive around to people's houses and collect stuff that's hard to recycle. And we also take donations. And the donations we were taking that week were diapers, to give to a homeless shelter.
Oh, nice.
But someone, it was a new person, a new customer with our company. They were a little confused, and they thought we were collecting used diapers to take away but they didn't give me diapers. I mean, I went under the porch. There was a giant, giant bag. Couldn't tell what was in it. So I bend down. My face is right there. I'm opening up, putting my hands in, trying to figure out what's in there. It's used maxi pads with cubes.
Oh, God. I think you win.
How long was your hand in the bag before you realized what you were touching?
Things were out. I backed off fast, but then I had to take a picture to prove to, like, my supervisors why I didn't pick it up, and they did Venmo me $20 for a free lunch that day. But they were also going to not let these new customers be members. And I said I would be very upset if you cancel their membership. Don't do that, but just talk to them about what we take. So
all right,
it was
that sucks. I didn't even like taking out the diaper genie back in the day. It still just stunk.
It always stinks. There's nothing you can do. I mean, it's literally full of S. There's nothing redeeming about a used diaper.
Growing up, I think two things.
I was going to say, and I don't know how to explain. It just smells different.
It smells a lot different.
You get
awful,
right? Like Easter, there's a bunch of kids there. A couple of them were littler. You can just walk into the room and be like, well, one of them pooped their pants.
It's right. And they don't know how you know. They're only just farted. Like, man, I don't know how to explain it, but as you get older, you know if someone S themselves or if someone just farted. Or if someone's about to S themselves. Like, you S yourself.
Growing up, not realizing how bad it was, but poison sumac is awful.
Right.
Poison oak is probably worse. But I was helping my buddy who shot a deer, and he had brought it home. For the most part, it was mostly dressed, but not completely.
All right.
So I helped him skin it and all that crap. And the next thing I know, man, a week later, I'm getting this rash all over my chest. And I'm like, what the hell is this?
We called them West Virginia freckles.
It kind of looked like a henna tattoo. It was, just like...
That's not good.
These white lines.
If it's not a henna tattoo,
if it's not a henna
there's
tattoo,
no way that is good.
Underneath my chest. And so my mom looked at it, and she's like, oh, man, we got to go to the doctor. I think I know what that is. So we go to the doctor, and it is scabies.
The scabies are actually like a living thing under your skin.
They are, right? And they live underneath you. They're kind of like an ant farm. If you were to look at one of those ant farms back in the day in the sand, but that's underneath your skin. So they're just kind of burrowing along and tunneling. And
now, did that skeeve you out? It's one thing you get an infection and that, but I think it's like there's bugs under your skin.
There's more, as it was explained to me. And then, of course, back in the day, you had you could go to the library and look this up. So, of course, once I saw a picture of what this thing looked like underneath the microscope, even though it's just like it looks like this beast, of a creature. Like if you just anytime you use a microscope on an insect,
it's terrifying.
It's going to look ridiculous.
It's much scarier.
So I had to put this cream on there. The problem was it just itched. It was more like a rash. But I had no idea. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
God, it does. It looks like something that would be in a Star Wars.
Gross.
Right. So that was. I think that was the one for me. Our question: what should you have not come in contact with or touched? 206-803-ROCK. Oh, and one more. Not that this is a bad ending story because everything turned out fine. But my buddy was moving to Pittsburgh, and he had all of his stuff in the back. He had a Jeep Grand Cherokee with red either pleather or leather seats. It was a very nice.
When you can't tell, you know it's quality.
It's a used old car, but it's got the big wooden panels on the side. It was nice, man, right? So he's driving. I don't know if he fell asleep or an 18-wheeler that was coming off of on an entrance ramp without its lights on. They're not sure exactly, or if the two happen, at the same basic time. But either way, so he gets caught underneath this 18-wheeler, rolls a few times. He loses a lot of blood. They land a helicopter. They take him to Pittsburgh. He lives, blah, blah, blah. The problem is...
he lives.
I just... Blah, blah, blah. I'm not trying to bring down the story, but the story was... So we get down to the junkyard because his mom did not want to see the car because she had been sent pictures.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that she could identify the car in the impound lot.
Right.
Because she would not have been able to recognize it. It was that bad. So me and my buddy go to try to collect whatever is left. This is like in Monroeville or something, out of his car. And it took 45 minutes to get the door open. So finally I just, the hell with it, man. There was a rock on the side. I took the rock. There was one window that had not crushed, and it was the driver's side window. So I throw the rock through the window. Window breaks out, fortunately. So I reach down because I'm trying to get into the glove compartment. Keep in mind I'm on the driver's side. I put my hand down to reach over. And my hand, this is like 4 days after the accident.
All right.
My hand goes through, keep in mind he lost a lot of blood, a level, kind kind of like crusted creme brulee, but it's blood.
Right.
So when my hand goes through, it's like pop, and it busts through about an inch of blood. And I
kind of like that film you get on the ranch if you leave it out overnight.
And I pull my hand up, man. I'm like, and then the smell.
I was like, what did it smell like?
Goes straight up in my nose. And that was just the absolute worst thing I'd ever. And I was still I fought through it. I reached into his glove compartment. I opened it up, and it was just the owner's manual. I was like, all right, man. And so then I pulled my arm, and then I threw up because of the smell. Was so bad. When my buddy Brian saw my hand, he threw up. So it's just two 18-year-old kids throwing up in a parking lot with one's hand covered in blood. But that was nasty as well.
That's the only time I've seen like blood pooled like that. And I was actually at your place, Dad. Like you busted your head, right? So whatever, you get to the hospital. So my wife and I'm like, well, look, it's carpet. Let's do something to help them clean this up. I mean, no landlord is excited when there's blood stains, right? Just that's kind of a gift.
I don't know, that place too. They were like, "You're not getting your security deposit back." It's like, yeah, I know.
That's fine. There's
blood stains on the carpet.
But we, like my wife rented a steam cleaner. First time I ever used one. Then I'm like, I want to get one of these. But I had not realized, like, to me, it's just these dark spots on the carpet. You don't realize, like you're saying, Mike, it's like an inch thick, right? You just don't know. So I run the steam mop over the thing, and it breaks open that top skin, and I'm like, this is a pool of blood. And now my wife has caught wind of this, so now she's gagging. So the only sound, there's a football game under TV, sound of the steam cleaner, my wife just, I said, you got to stop. Like, you're going to make me hurled, and we just have more crap to clean up. I'm like, just stop. So she cleaned other things. But I actually got fascinated by the end. Like, this is kind of crazy, man. You had 3 major ones like that. So I got to the last one. I'm like, pop that skin. Look at
the
blood.
one in front of the armoire where I still think I split my head open had to be the biggest.
Oh, it's huge, man. Seriously, it looked like a murder scene in there.
National Watch and Clock Museum in Pennsylvania decided it was time for a teachable moment when surveillance cameras captured a guest touching a rare modern clock earlier this week. Then he knocked it off the wall. The museum shared the video on Instagram.
Just why?
Reminding visitors.
You're in a museum. Why? What would make you touch it?
There's a no-touch rule at the museum.
Yes.
This is why we beg visitors not to touch anything in the museum.
Dude, just not to keep cutting you off, but I feel like if there was a museum where you could touch stuff, that would be like, you would know it.
That's the whole thing. That'd be the point of the museum.
You could touch it.
Come to ours. You could touch and feel stuff.
The video shows a man and a woman who visited the Columbia Lancaster County Museum, admiring the wooden sculpture clock. This was created by James Borden for a few seconds before the man gets bold, decides to try to remove the weights on the clock. Now,
why?
I don't know. Museum director said he and the museum staff who watched the video several times think the man was probably, trying to see if he could get the timepiece to actually run.
Again, no.
So they say some of the roughly 1,500 clocks that are on display at the museum at any given time don't constantly run. Again, there's 1,500 clocks there.
Right.
They're not all operating at the same time. So once he, that would be a hell of an hour, wouldn't it? Every hour. Once he pulled it up a little bit too high, the weight came back off the track and the heavy weight came down. Hit the clock, knocked the clock off the wall. I think that he was trying to raise the weight up because I think he thought it would make the clock start. Clock falls on the wall. From there, the two quickly leave the museum, so to speak.
Yeah.
He said the museum curators are happy to make the clock run. Should a curious visitor want to know how it works, next time, just ask.
All right, now, Ted, look, I agree with you. Like, why are you going to touch something at a museum? But here's the text. I touched a Rembrandt in the Smithsonian Art Museum a few years back. A Rembrandt at the Smithsonian. To see if I could feel the cracks in the painting. I got detained for about an hour and a half, a question as to why I would do that, when the sign clearly said, do not touch. Yeah. That was a real duh moment.
Mm-hmm. All right. But wait. Like, he's admitting, like, I was a dumbass.
It is dumb, but that said, did you feel the cracks in the Rembrandt? Did you at least get what you're looking for, right? That's the whole goal.
Well, I told you, Christmas party, man. Casey sat in that chair and just absolutely shattered an entire piece of art.
Why did you think?
So...
It's a chair in a museum, so
because it looks like a chair. It looks exactly like a chair.
It's made of toothpicks,
but you can't tell that. So this guy was so intricate.
Was there any other chairs around it?
Everything in that section
all by itself.
Right, that's I would thrill. Like, I've heard the story over the years. Like, at some point, something should have clicked in your head. Like, why is there just one random chair?
Because everything in that section was made of toothpicks.
That's exactly right.
That particular section of the museum was specifically set aside for this guy. Everything in there is so just assume the chair is.
So the history of this guy is he either in jail or whatever started making these pieces of art by chewing on toothpicks, if necessary, to curve them, to bend them. If he needed a flat toothpick, obviously he used what he had. But
Right, he was in jail, so he didn't have a knife to like whittle stuff.
And now he's got, I'm not kidding you, an exact replica of the Titanic in a glass box,
Inside and out.
that he made with toothpicks. He also made this chair. So
Yeah.
we are at a Christmas party at this place, and Casey sits down in this chair accidentally. Now, she has many drinks in. It does not, I swear to you, in all fairness, you couldn't see a lot of seams in that chair from this guy, his work was amazing. And he didn't put a finish on it or anything like that. It was just toothpicks. This entire chair splinters into, I swear to you, it had to be 500,000 toothpicks. Casey goes flying back. Drink spills out of her hand. Goes flying onto some other thing on the back of the wall. And I mean, the whole party stops. They had a DJ. They had the whole thing.
Did the music stop?
And Casey's laying there like someone doing a snow angel in a pile of toothpicks on a podium at the Christmas party. I believe what they estimated was the chair was worth at least $100,000 or $75,000.
Okay.
That's all I know.
So did the company fork this over?
I don't. That's that's what I don't know.
At that point, it's not even about the money. The guy that made the chair is like, I made this in prison, man. All the time it took.
Well, it had a description of there was a placard by the chair. It was down by the bottom. It was like a stand-up one. So you could actually just sit there and watch it and look down and read it because, the podium was as high.
I worked there.
So
the whole section was to this guy, like everything in this area. It could be the Titanic, the chair. He had like a few other sculptures.
Yeah,
I mean, it was
like 7 things.
Planes,
all of his stuff.
Right, this guy, and he nailed it. But it was all him. And it was all him because it was all toothpicks. That's what blows my mind. Like, lady, it's in the toothpick section of the museum. Why would you sit on it?
Yes. And there's
right,
a lot.
that's what I'm saying. Like, there can't be other chairs or benches around.
No.
You've been to any museum in your life, the only places to sit usually is a bench kind of in a hallway.
Oh, yeah, they keep you away from
Okay.
that.
Casey is the person when you walk up to her. She's got a drink in her hand. It has 2 straws. They're going straight up in the middle of her lips, and she's got her shoulders hunched up. And when she sees you, she goes, hee hee. So she's already on her way.
Okay,
So
I got you.
Just kind of it only could have been her.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, right? Of all the people.
Yes.
By the way, real quick, heard back from my Rembrandt toucher. Do you think he could feel the cracks in the paint?
No.
You're right. So it did not feel the cracks. It felt pretty smooth.
What should you have not come into contact with or touched? 206-803-ROCK.
And if he was at the Smithsonian, that's the last place you would have
Right.
touched.
Of all the museums, that is not the one, man. Well, he found out. Hello, Marvin, a.k.a. Lalo. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, my brothers.
Hola.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're doing great.
Afternoon? That's what's up. Well, this happened back in Detroit. Royal Oak, actually, when I was living in Detroit. Back when I was 15, I was working at an ice arena. And working at an ice arena, I got to, play with the Zambonis and all that stuff. And I was changing the blade on the Zamboni. But for some reason, I wanted to reach underneath the bottom and see if the blade was sharp. And, oh, my God, it cut the bejeezy out of my hand.
How many? Is it just one blade or is it a bunch of them?
It was just one long blade. You know how they shade the ice with it? Yeah, and I was thinking, I don't think it's that sharp. So I was like, let me see. So I couldn't really see what I was grabbing, but I reached under it and just barely touched it, and it felt like a bee sting or something over all my 4 fingers.
All 4?
Back, and it was bleeding like crazy.
You just go ahead and stick your thumb under just to make them all match at that point. So you got to...
Yeah, but no, I think I learned my lesson. Kind of like when you stick a needle in a socket of the plug.
Yeah, you never do it again.
I ain't doing that no more. Yeah, I ain't do that no more.
Would they let you drive that thing at 15?
I did get a chance to drive.
And
Nice.
how did you do, man? Like, what's the trick to it?
Just pulling on the gas and pulling up the lever. I really didn't drop no water or nothing, but I got a chance to slide across the ice and do a couple of donuts.
And leave blood there.
Of course, I was supervised by the manager and all, but yeah, it was fun.
Leave blood on the blade.
Exactly. That's good.
I think I better change that, but I don't think I did. I think I left that thing alone after that. It's like, no, I don't want to mess with that no more.
As long as you learn, man.
Hey, man, I got a friend that's on the solo shovel crew for the Kraken.
Oh, really?
Yeah, people come out with the shovels. Yeah. She's one of those.
All right.
I'm like, I know her.
Yeah, you get
I
up.
got a picture with her with her shovel.
You get upgrades with it? Hey, man,
no,
I know her.
No.
Give me a free.
That's Kristen down there. I know her. Yeah.
You see the Vegas Knights shovel crew?
No.
Top notch.
Of course.
Yeah.
You mean as far as their work ethic?
Yes, of course.
I think they have a little different style. Like they're all female.
Oh.
It's Vegas.
There's skirts involved.
Okay.
I feel
What should you
Clean
not
that
come
ice.
into contact with or touch?
Ice, right.
206-803-ROCK.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, combining raw power with precision engineering, all backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. Climb inside a Tundra and experience the uncompromising strength. With its available iForce Max engine, the Tundra delivers exceptional power, torque, and towing capacity. Plus, the spacious and high-tech cabin keeps you connected on the run. Or check out a Tacoma. Agile, dependable, and unstoppable. The Tacoma's designed for those who go beyond the trails. Stay ahead of the pack with available off-road features like crawl control. Or break out your tunes with the available portable JBL speaker. Toyota trucks are built to last, year after year, mile after mile. So outlast every adventure and outlive the moment. Buy a Tundra or Tacoma today. Visit buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. Or stop by your local Toyota dealer to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL Limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews, all on the app. Download today.
At Danner, the journey is never complete. The Danner N45 Trail Hiker is designed to support those willing to sweat in search of their edge. Featuring per-spare uppers with a Reaprene gussets for maximum breathability and Endurafoam midsoles for long-lasting comfort and cushion. The recraftable Vibram Mega Grip outsoles are built to be rebuilt. Danner's precision fit technology is available in women's styles. Breathe in the scenery with the Danner N45 Trail Hiker. Wherever you are on your journey, take new steps in the only direction you were meant to go. Forward. Explore the N45 at Danner.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Are you a bartender that dreads the phrase, hey, can you put the game on? At Sports on What, we understand your pain and we're here to help. Over-the-air satellite, cable, or streaming, Sports on What knows what channel the game is on, and you can too. Follow your favorite teams, set alerts, and filter by provider to get the results you need. Stop wasting time searching and never miss kickoff again. Just download the Sports on What app, and you'll always know how to watch the game. Available for Android and iOS. Start your 7-day free trial when you download Sports on What and subscribe today.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Our question, the ones that you have not come into contact with or touched. 206-803-ROCK.
Hey, Ted, good news. We got another museum story for you from the text line.
Yeah. Why?
Look, I don't know. Here's their story. It says, my wife and I went to an art museum for a college project. As you enter the museum, they had busts on display. My wife and I were so amazed by them that we were feeling them to see if they were even real. Now, some are over 100 years old. Security came out and informed us we could not touch them. Well, moments later, security saw us leaning in too far while looking at a painting. Again, security yelled at us for good cause. Security continued to follow us throughout our entire museum trip. That was my first time visiting a museum. Dumb mistakes.
Well, I mean, once you've been told, you can't really get that close to something. You just
That's it. Well, they were touching the first ones, yeah. Yeah, man, come on. It's a museum.
Now I'm racking my brain. Like, I've been to a bunch of museums. Like, did I ever touch something just to touch it?
What would you have wanted to touch most if you could at all the museums you've been to? To me, that's the question. Like, what museum would I risk getting buzzed just to touch it? Right,
you know what? I probably did it at Hops and Props. Like, that's down at the Museum of Flight here in Seattle.
I know where it is.
What did you do?
What did you touch?
Did you get into a plane or something?
No, but I can imagine there's some old planes. Like, I'm going to touch it.
I can actually see you doing that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I touched it, man.
Yeah.
Because I definitely touched a lot of stuff at, like, battle sites and everything.
Sure.
I mean, they're old cannons. They're outside in the weather.
Yeah, you can.
But generally in a museum, I'm just thinking, the only thing I can think of is maybe the Air and Space Museum. Like, look, I'm touching the spirit of St. Louis.
Yeah, man.
It depends on what you consider to be.
Like, for me, it'd be like the lunar.
Like, I've toured U-boats. I've toured, aircraft carriers. I've banged my hand up into the wall.
But if they said you can climb into one of the planes, you'd got
yeah, absolutely. What should you not have come into contact with or touched? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Lyles. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
So, back in the day when I was going to school, I was highly susceptible to poison oak, and I was out with the dog, and the dog must have run through poison oak, and then I gave her some lemons, and then had to take a pee. It went real bad.
Yeah.
I ended up going into the doctor's office on campus, and I went through the receptionist, and they put me in a room and said, okay, well, take your clothes off, take your pants off, and the doctor will be in. I'm like, well, I'm not going to sit here freaking butt-ass naked
hold on.
until the doctor gets here.
Yeah, go inside.
So, doctor comes in, and turns out to be a woman, which I wasn't expecting. She says, okay, well, let's see, you got some poison oak. Where is it? I said, well, it's down south. She said, well, let's take a look. And the second I turned my pants down, all I hear is, oh!
She Italian?
She gave me some medication, and I went off, and everybody in my department at school knew about it. And I had to walk around, like, holding my pants off of my crotch because things would, like, dry up and stick.
God, man.
How long did that take to go away?
It was a good week.
Yeah.
Wow.
It seemed like forever for me. Mine was all over my chest and my inner thighs.
Was it oak or sumac?
That was poison oak. We thought we found the greatest swing ever to swing into a lake off the side of a pretty decent sized hole in the lake as far as the depth of the water. So my buddy tried it. It held. We did it by weight.
Yeah.
So there was three of us. There was one guy that maybe weighed 5 more pounds than me, so he was last. The thing held. We all swung out. It was awesome. Then with this an amazing stinging sensation.
How long does it take?
I mean, as soon as you hit the water, I mean,
you're already hurting.
You're already on fire. I mean, it was fast.
Jeez.
Why did you guys keep doing it?
We only did it once. We all
it seems like the first guy, if he felt the stinging, I would have been like, "Hey, Miles, don't get on that thing."
I mean, it maybe took 30 seconds, a minute to set in. It was not enough time to go, no!
Right.
I was just like, all right, man, it held. So we were like more concerned that the damn thing didn't fall out of the tree.
I was going to say, when I was a landscaper, one 4th of July, I remember specifically, it's during the day. Bernie's like, we got to get a few yards done. I said, cool. And he comes around this corner and just basically just rips me away from this fence. I'm like, what? And he's like, you're weed whacking poison ivy. And I was like, oh no. And then I remember, right, we're like 17, 18. We went to some 4th of July party, probably had 2 or 3 beers. We've been working in the sun all day, passed out. But I mean, you wake up at that age, you're not really sure what hungover is. And then you just have, there was poison oak all over my arms and legs.
God,
just
man.
Awful.
I haven't had poison oak.
Ivy, not oak.
I think I had ivy when I was a little kid, but nothing bad. But as far as that guy saying, like, you light your downstairs on fire. We were working in the kitchen. We were catering whatever. But anytime you cater something, it's super repetitive. So I just know we have a bunch of jalapenos we have to cut up. Everybody says put on gloves. I'm like, I am fine. And I was fine. Chopped them all up. Take a leak. Don't even give it a thought, man. Walk back in the kitchen, and you don't want to say anything at first. There's like 15 of us in there maybe, and everyone's kind of busy doing their thing. And now I'm distracted because I'm like, my penis actually feels like it's on fire, right? And I do not know why. But I don't want to bring this up because that's a weird thing to say. But then it gets to the point where I'm like, hey, man, guy working next to me, I'm like, seriously, man, it's not crazy. Like, I swear to God, it feels like my D is on fire. Like, I'm looking at it, it looks fine, but like it's on fire or something. He's like, you just cut up all the jalapenos. Did you go to the bathroom? I'm like, well, yeah. Oh, no. So just in that amount of time of aiming.
Because you're washing your hands after the fact.
After the fact.
Not before. Yeah. You're still washing your hands.
I should have.
Right.
So the only thing to get rid of that in that case, because I'm like, so now everyone's making fun of me. I'm like, that's fine, man. I want the pain to go away. They're right. So milk. So it's stupid. It was at the museum where your friend broke the chair. The restaurant up there. So you got to take an elevator down to the walk-in. I go to the walk-in. I get a glass of milk. Told them, do not walk into the walk-in until I come out. And just drop my D in a glass of milk for like 3 minutes. And it's amazing.
Did that work?
Yes, it did.
Did you continue to cut jalapenos without gloves?
I did not.
Is that why you don't drink a lot of milk?
Yeah. I don't drink a lot of milk. Yeah, I'm saying a penis and milk.
What you have not come in contact with or touched? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Tony. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, guys.
Hola.
So I'm a scuba diver. I've called in and talked to you guys about diving with great white sharks and stuff. So one of the things that I did as a beginner was I went down. One of the cool things was I got to touch a Mori Worsi, which is a huge fish that I couldn't even put my hands around. And it has 2 different textures on it. So that was really cool. But when I came up from that dive, there was a mooring line that was covered in red goo, and I didn't have gloves on. And I messed around and was touching that. Well, I got some kind of mite in the palm of my hand.
Ew.
And the only way to kill it was to use fresh water. And then at night, I smothered my hands in Vaseline and put them in latex gloves and literally had to drown or suffocate these little mites where they would come out of my skin. And it was itchy and awful.
If only that were on OnlyFans, you'd have made a lot of money.
Exactly.
Jeez, man.
You had me with Vaseline in the palm. Then when you put the glove on, I lost you.
Who wouldn't want to watch that? Oh, no, she's got bugs in her hands. Woo. Hey, so you mentioned you go down scuba diving and you're touching all these different fish, and then my mind goes to terrible places. So do the fish ever get mad that you just touch them? Like if I just walk up to someone, I'm like, ooh, I'm going to touch that person.
On the fish.
They'd freak out. And do fish ever just come up and touch you?
Well, yeah, I mean, you definitely have, so they're curious, so some of them will come right up to you, and then some of them, just scurry away from you. So number one, there's a lot of stuff that you're not supposed to touch by law, like turtles and things like that. So,
but do you want to? Like if you could, if you knew that you would never get caught, would you touch a turtle?
They do bump into you. You're just not supposed to touch them.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if it bumps into you, that's one thing. Would you intentionally get in a turtle's way just so you can touch a turtle?
I have swam next to a turtle where it accidentally hit me on.
Sure. Okay, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this
think about
question.
it kind of like a strip club, man. They can touch you.
No.
I always think about turtles like a strip club.
You cannot touch the stripper, but she can touch you.
What if I have a no-touch rule? And she violated that.
Hey, hang on, I'm just saying, just think about swimming with these turtles and fish.
Right. It's like a strip club.
It's like a strip club. Hands to yourself. If one of them touches you, great. All
Next time I watch Finding Nemo and Crush shows up, I'll tell my kids, hey, think of this dude as like a strip club.
I'm going to ask you a question. Maybe you'll know the answer.
Sad part is when your son goes, I know.
What's up ahead of you, Dad?
So, you see these videos where people are out on a kayak or whatever, and an orca will come up or a porpoise or whatever the deal is.
Tina.
Okay. So I'm paddling along, and all of a sudden an orca comes up beside me. All right? Am I allowed to reach out and touch and give him a little pet on the back there?
On the blowhole.
Yeah.
Only on the blowhole.
Or is this back to the stripper rule that Ted has where I cannot, even if the orca's coming up like, hey, bro, how you doing, man? And I'm like, hey, man.
But if I'm in a kayak, I think it's fine as I would be like, get away.
No,
that's what you do with a killer whale.
I'm not pushing a 2,000-pound.
I'm going to maybe the last thing Ted does.
I'm just going to give a little.
just want to snuggle.
So I'm saying, give a little rub, man. Like, hey, what's up, bro?
Oh, wait, can you legally touch
I don't
a
think
killer
you
whale?
can. That's what I'm saying. I don't think you can. I think it's back to what Ted says.
Do you know, Tony? Can I legally touch him?
I'm not sure about the orcas. I know in Norway you can actually go freely in the ocean, and they have a spot that you swim with the orcas, but it's the orca's choice to come to that area where the humans are.
Yeah, it's
You
its
don't go
choice.
out and pursue them.
I've seen divers who are like off the Yucatan Peninsula. They go up and touch tiger sharks. And, just kind of,
they're great.
Right. Well, that's Mexico. So I don't know.
Is there also a Tony joke? The tiger and the Tony?
All right, well done.
Yeah. What should you have not have come in contact with or touched? 206-803-ROCK.
Yeah, I don't think it's illegal to touch killer whale. It's just highly unrecommended.
Yeah, but Miles is right.
So,
So, okay.
The thing just comes right up to me.
Give me a little stroke.
Oh, what about one that is legal? I'm kayaking and this big ass sea turtle pops up. And like his flipper, like high fives me.
Okay.
If I high five him back, like if I violated the law.
Or
technically, yes.
Okay, so in my mind, it's the same as those zombie sea otters, or I'm sorry, seals that are down in California that are getting infected with that bacteria.
Yeah, the
and have
algae.
the crazy eyes, the algae, and then they jump up on kayaks and all this stuff.
Right, they're tagging and biting
They're
people.
tagging people. Well, if they come after me, man, I'm knocking his ass out. Well, I'm going to try to. But I still
you
touched
honestly
him.
think you could knock
But what if he came up real friendly?
one punch? You get that punch.
What if he came up real friendly and then sat up on the front of the kayak because maybe there's an orca under
How does that mean? It's a killer whale.
He doesn't want to get
Then
in.
you can touch both.
Then I can pet him.
Self-defense is different than having your own little My Friend the Octopus moment here, Miles.
What am I going to pass on to a killer whale by rubbing his back for a minute?
You
Like,
don't know. That's
hey,
the
bro,
point.
what's happening, man?
I don't know. It just says it's dangerous for you and that whale.
Yeah.
I've been to
How
SeaWorld.
is it dangerous for the whale?
Like I know
I think if we asked an orca, okay, hey man, look,
Miles
we
doesn't
got
grab his
this
finger,
thing.
Yeah.
We might touch you. Look at me. Are you threatened at all?
Yeah.
Orca be like,
are you
kidding?
Tillicum? Are we good? Cool, man. I'm going to give you a rub on the back.
And Tillicum the one that kept eating people.
Yeah. I'm drowning and playing with him.
Yeah.
What?
You remember Tillicum the killer whale?
No.
Oh, yeah.
What?
He started in Vancouver, ended up in Florida, killed people.
Oh, yeah.
He just ran through trainers, man. I mean, it's just like,
what they did
Jesus
to that one girl
Christ,
was
baby,
awful.
retire him. Yes.
They said they thought they were like playing a game with her, but they basically just bounced her around.
They got tired of it.
That's what the killer whale said. The killer whale's like, we knew exactly what we were doing.
What should you have not have come in contact with or touched? 206-803-ROCK.
Right, whereas humans, when they commit murders, they say stuff like, you thought I was playing?
I still think you could pet the orca, Ted.
Killer whale said something entirely different. Who knew?
I don't know.
We're just playing.
Okay, what if you're swimming and the orca swims up to you, right?
Yeah.
Again, I'm pushing them away.
You're pushing the orca away.
But I'm not going to
Just leave him alone. Why do you need to touch him? Why would you push him away?
Because I'm scared. I'm in the
I'm
water
sorry,
with an
Ted's
orca.
reaction is more logical than Miles'.
What if,
Miles'
what,
like,
what-
yeah, let me
what if he
touch.
wants you to free William? You know what I mean? Just get on the back and put your arms
I
up
don't
real
give a
quick
damn.
for a picture.
For a picture
Did
that
that
he's
ever
gone.
happen in that movie, or is that just the couple?
I think it's just
No, that happened.
All right.
Yeah,
Did it?
he jumped up and over the barricade, and the kid was like, "Yeah," and that's how that.
Are
happened.
you
But the kid
serious?
wasn't on top of Willie.
No, the kid never.
Right. Miles is talking about riding it like a horse.
Talking
No,
about Ron
that
Miller.
never happened.
All right.
That's not a thing. Riding a damn whale, Miles.
Somebody here said you guys are going to give all the killer whales your mouth herpes. It's very possible.
See, that's why you don't touch the killer whales. 'cause
I
Miles
tell
has
you,
herpes.
you can touch those whale sharks, though. People are always touching them.
They always go up and touch them. Why is that? Is that like a rite of passage? You think
Because
the
it
whale
doesn't,
shark is
it
like...
doesn't have teeth. It's very nice.
Yeah.
But I
Someone
wonder,
says they don't sit still.
I wonder if that whale shark is like, God damn it.
These people are so
Why are
creepy.
they always touch me?
They literally jump in the water when I come by. They touch me.
I watched Orca when I was a kid. This
Yeah,
guy's
that was a great movie.
This guy's I already gave this family money, so he's going to be cool. I went to SeaWorld when I was a kid, man. This guy knows this.
Did you go to SeaWorld?
Yeah.
Never went to SeaWorld.
Orlando. What should you have not come in contact with or touched? 206-803-ROCK. The weird one was Akron, Ohio.
What, SeaWorld in Akron, Ohio?
That's a weird place to have a killer whale.
Yeah.
It's not native?
No.
Does the National Aquarium in Baltimore, does it still have the seals and dolphins that do the show?
They don't do the show anymore, but they have.
Or they had like little whales.
Last time, they had dolphins. Last time I was there, it was like 6 years ago, maybe.
But then they have a specific kind of smaller whale that would do tricks too.
Did they? Jesus.
At Dolphin Cay in the Bahamas, they've got a
don't touch their penis.
They got a porpoise that they picked up that kind of came to them. That was one that was lost from the New Orleans aquarium during Katrina.
So he swam his ass to Florida.
He was
Say,
free.
hey.
He was free, and then he comes up to this place, and somehow they nabbed his ass and took him in there.
I think the food is easier.
I think
That's what I was about to say.
He was also tagged, so they knew who they knew.
But
who
also, if you're that guy, like you're like, oh, what is my freedom? Then you get out there and you got to actually.
It's scary, man.
Yeah, he's got to hunt those fish himself.
The
Like,
sharks.
then it's like, oh, there's another one of those dolphin jails.
Yeah.
Let me go there and get free food.
These guys text us, orcas are apex predators in the water. You're not touching an orca. Well, I'm not a predator in the water. I'm just a dude.
Yes, you are.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Wherever you go,
really
you're a predator.
I'm not a predator in the water. I'm not touching him there.
It's kind of
man.
like saying award winner.
I'm touching him on the top, brother. What should you have not come in contact with or touched? 206-803.
I don't know why. If I was ever just randomly in Golden Gardens and saw you in the water, I'd be like,
hey,
predator in the water. No, that guy, work with him. He's not supposed to be on this beach. What's he endangered to? A lot of things, but mostly the orcas.
He wants to touch the blowhole.
It was a Titleist.
He wants to rub it like a DJ.
He yanked it out.
Predator in the water.
Predator in the water. Look out. Save the whales.
Right. Do that in the pool in Vegas. Predator in the water.
Unfortunately, in Vegas, there's a lot of predators in the water.
Like 18 guys run out. Like, oh, I just meant him. I don't mean all of them.
Right. Bunch of hookers in there.
Good times.
More people will leave than the fire alarm. Hello, Solomon. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, guys.
Hola. Solomon, would you pet an orca if it came up to you while you're swimming?
Orca, no, I would be nowhere near an orca.
Would you push an orca?
You don't have an option. He swims up to you. You know what I mean? You're just swimming along. Next thing you know, big ass orca right beside you. Would you pet the thing?
Yes.
Okay, me too. Thank you. All right, continue.
If it's a shark, no.
Right.
I would push the shark.
Yeah.
I would not push
you
the
guys
orca.
know. You guys know my fear of sharks from my previous story, but yeah. So this is last August. I was helping a friend of mine put the insulation in his attic, and after we were done, he decided, hey, I'm going to use that area for storage. So let's put some plywood down. So the only way that we could get this plywood to fit up there, because the roof has rafters all in there and the angles and whatnot. It was a 90-inch space, but we could only cut it down like 30-inch strips. And even so, it wouldn't fit up there. So I said, hey, listen, the only way this is going to fit is if you take off the bracket, one of the brackets to the stairs that fold down out of an attic?
Yeah.
Okay, so I said, you have to take off one of the brackets. And I'm sitting up in the hole with my feet hanging on the side. I said, but be careful. As soon as you take that bolt out, that thing is going to go flying. So stand back, And so I'm sitting up there and I'm leaning back and I'm not really seeing what's going on. But evidently he took the bolt off and it must have been on there so tightly that it made a little bit of pressure in the wood, because it didn't come flying off. And so he's with a piece of plywood in his hand, shoving it up the hole. And I reach over and look, and all of a sudden this bracket comes back, hits me across the face so hard that it knocked me unconscious. It gave me like 15 stitches, left me blind in my left eye. And now I've always been deaf in my left ear. So now with me being blind in my left eye and deaf in my left ear, my depth perception's gone. I get squirrely on a 2-step ladder, and I went to pull a pizza out of the oven the other night, and I dropped it on the floor thinking it was a counter.
That's terrible.
Yeah, my depth perception is
And you
gone.
couldn't even hear it hit the floor. Oh man, yeah, that's a bummer. What should you have not come into contact with or touched? 206-803-ROCK.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth. For a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what's sneaky? A bunch of big corporations buying up local companies you know and love, gutting them, and keeping the name. But you know who's not a sellout? Pinky's Plumbing. That's right. Pinky's Plumbing's values start with their work ethic, honesty, how they treat their employees, and how they care for their customers. Bigger isn't always better, and that's a fact. You should know you're working with a locally owned company that truly values where they live and work. Pinky's Plumbing. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Want to travel like a savvy jet setter? No, that doesn't mean monogramming your passport. It means making smart decisions every step of your trip, which means knowing your options. Smart Travel unpacks the facts, like which booking sites actually save money, how to fly first class using points, and if that fancy travel card is a smart investment. All so you can save more on your next adventure. Follow Smart Travel from NerdWallet today and start traveling like a pro.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, combining raw power with precision engineering, all backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. Climb inside a Tundra and experience the uncompromising strength. With its available iForce Max engine, the Tundra delivers exceptional power, torque, and towing capacity. Plus, the spacious and high-tech cabin keeps you connected on the run. Or check out a Tacoma. Agile, dependable, and unstoppable. The Tacoma's designed for those who go beyond the trails. Stay ahead of the pack with available off-road features like crawl control. Or break out your tunes with the available portable JBL speaker. Toyota trucks are built to last, year after year, mile after mile. So outlast every adventure and outlive the moment. Buy a Tundra or Tacoma today. Visit buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. Or stop by your local Toyota dealer to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
All is live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
Darren and Steve from the Daily Mix Morning Show. On the way, we'll sit and spin. We got 10 songs from the 90 movie soundtracks.
All right.
Coming up, as we talk about things that we came in contact with and probably did not want to touch. Now, this is a weird one, but it is a follow-up to a story that we brought you a few weeks back. Okay? This is not a good story. But this is a story that involved someone touching someone else.
Sure.
And it turns out that police in New York say that they caught the man who was seen on surveillance video violating a corpse on the subway train earlier this month. Police say that Felix Rojas has been charged with first-degree rape of a corpse from the disturbing April 9th incident on a subway train in Manhattan when it was running. Public records also show that he was rummaging through the dead man's pockets and did not have a criminal history and is not on a state sex offender registry list.
Yeah.
Nothing like that. Police say that the man actually died of natural causes at some point after boarding the train.
That is a terrible story, man.
God, that's awful.
But at least they found the guy.
Yeah, that's why we wanted to bring that up, just to let you know that guy's not out on the street. You don't want that guy out on the streets.
I think we all agree on that.
It's a predator on the train.
What should you have not come into contact with or touched? 206-803-ROCK.
That story gets worse every time I hear it.
How's that any worse? I mean, at
I
least
didn't know
they
he
found
robbed the dude, too.
Yeah, I didn't know that part.
All right, that makes it worse.
Yeah, it does.
That's the cherry on top.
It's not the cherry on top, but it still makes it worse.
I think it was already. You can't get any worse than where it was.
So just do anything else you
I mean,
want.
you take my iPhone at that point.
Yeah, Miles, you're not wrong. I'm just saying, like, that story's just so awful. Then it's like, oh, and of course he robbed him too.
At the same time, yeah. A full crime of opportunity. Hello, Josh. Welcome to the men's room. Hello, Josh. Josh.
No Josh.
Yeah, no Josh.
Josh.
Hello, Birdie. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, hola.
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 Is your name Birdie?
Birdie, yeah, like a bird.
All right.
Well, yeah, we got that part.
You mean like the things
with
that fly?
the wings?
Huh.
I will be damned.
Is it IE or is it a Y or a EY or how do you spell Birdie?
Birdi.
Ah.
Okay.
Now, did you ever put a circle or a star on the top
I would
of
say
the
a
eye?
heart.
Yeah, a heart.
Yeah, little circles to dot the I.
All right.
Okay.
Just making sure. Okay.
Is Birdie short for something? Does it reflect your appearance?
It's not. I actually changed my name, like, legally. This is not my birth name.
Okay.
Oh, so you turned into a birdie.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
It was a nickname for, like, 10 years, and I figured I might as well get it legally changed.
Oh,
I'm
my
not saying
nickname
it's
would have
easier
been
for
much
people.
worse.
all right. So what was your original name?
Virginia.
Okay.
Virginia.
Not a bad name either.
Ah,
Horrible state with
That's
terrible
all right.
people.
I don't like the name Virginia. If your name's Virginia, look, I apologize. It's not you. It's your name. It's just not a name I like.
They're both kind of unique. You don't meet a lot of Virginias. I certainly haven't
Virginia.
met a lot of birdies.
No.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Neither
All
is
right, Birdie.
Miles.
Yeah, no, I haven't made any. What have you? What did you touch or shouldn't have touched?
So a couple years ago, my husband and I were at a hardware store doing some shopping, and we came across the plant section, and we saw this cute little cactus, might have been like 7 inches tall. And as we were driving home, my husband came to a sudden stop, and I had to prevent the cactus from spilling all over the car, so I grabbed the cactus in my hand. And for the next, 2 days, I was pulling out little fiberglass-sized needles that I could not even see. My hands hurt so bad.
Was it one of those that kind of looks like? I mean, seriously, it looks like a penis. Because I've got one of those, and it does have
No.
It's like the little white.
No, it wasn't phallic like that, but it was.
Thank you,
the
Birdie.
needles were so
I'm
muggy.
so glad that was your thing. No, mine did not look like a
mine grew
penis,
that way.
Miles.
I did not buy
Mine
it.
looks like a cactus.
I did not buy
That's
it.
what I bought.
I did not buy it that way. It's what it grew into.
Are you serious?
Oh, I'll show you a picture of it. I'll take a picture of that.
So it did not start as a penis.
No,
but
it did
ended up
not,
looking
man.
like
It's
a penis.
it's hung. Yeah.
How do you still have this cactus that poked your hand?
I believe so. Yes.
Well, that's a good sign.
Okay, all right. As a natural instinct, is whipping that arm across, especially if you have children, maybe a cactus
Sure.
in the seat, whatever.
Maybe a cactus in the seat. One of those two things.
What should you not have touched or come into contact with? 206-803-ROCK.
Actually, I squeezed a cactus when I was a child. My mother had those little teeny tiny ones, right, in those teeny tiny pots. And my brother, 5 years older, I did not realize he's doing a loose grip around a cactus, but he's doing all this stuff with his face, like, look at that. It doesn't even hurt. I don't know why they say that. So, of course, he invites me to give it a try. Then a billionth of a second, man, just, wah! Ran upstairs, woke my parents up. I told them what Adrian had done. My father looked at me and said, don't believe your brother. At the beginning and end of the entire conversation. Like, all right.
Did he just set you up like that all the time?
No, he was a decent brother. That's
All right.
the one I remember.
Okay.
And we were children. It would have hurt like a bitch.
Oh, my brother would've.
Seriously. Your brother would have what?
Oh, set me up all the time.
Oh.
For pain?
Yeah, and what's the age difference between you and your brother?
5.
All right. Well, yeah, me and my brother are 7, but he thoroughly enjoyed that. And there was definitely a period of my life, right, to not fathom how live sports worked as opposed to highlights.
All right.
And they would just be down there watching highlights. Like, you want to bet on this team? And I'd be like, yeah. They'd be like, go get $1. By the time I came down, that team was losing.
Right.
Obviously, because him and my dad knew. But I mean, a ton of stuff like that, right? Or, hey, go do that. Mom said people like that. I'm like, all right.
So, damn.
Walk up and call people bad names. Yeah. What should you have not have come into contact with or touched? 206-803-ROCK.
Here's a good one. My brother, this is not to do with the topic, but my brother, when I finally graduated 8th grade, he gave me a cigar and said, hey, when you're on the altars, it's a Catholic school, pull down your thing and pop with the cigar. All right. And that did not go over super hot with all the teachers.
Oh, right.
Well, you got a 14-year-old kid popping a cigar on the altar at a Catholic church.
Your brother told you.
Oh, and I mean, when this ends, right, like some of the teachers found it funny. A couple of teachers were pissed at first. It kind of came around. But My brother must have hopped in his car and left. He was nowhere to be found. And I was like, I swear to God, Chris put me up to it. That same thing. Like that was not, my parents did not want to hear it.
That is great.
What should you have not come in contact with or touch? 206-803-ROCK.
And it got a pop from the crowd.
Hello, Josh. Welcome to the men's room.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Josh.
Oh, okay. Hey, so not too long ago, I'm an electrician. Anyways, we were working on a lab up in Eastlake, and we had to move a refrigerator, and I was reading the label on it. We had to wear like full-on clean suits, and I'm reading the label on it, and I looked at my boss, and I was like, "What's Yersinia pestis?" And he kind of looked at me, and he was like, "It's the bubonic plague." Like, well, that's what's in here. He was like, yeah, let's put that one back real quick. Okay. So we did. And then, like, we had to go through, like, an actual, like, we were wearing full-on, like, rubber clean suits. And when we walked out, there was actual showers that, like cleaned off the suits, like, before you could leave the room. And the dude's like, "You didn't touch anything else, right?" I was like, "No."
So were you worried for any period of time?
That's what I wanted to know.
What's that?
I said, were you worried? I mean, did you go home and, like, don't want to hug your wife or whatever the deal is?
Like, I showered. I'm wearing the rubber thing.
Was I stressed about it?
Yes.
Yeah, I was definitely stressed about it for at least, like, a week. Like, even if I had a sneeze, I was like, "Oh, Jesus."
I got it.
But, yeah, no, I didn't even know, I didn't know Yersinia pestis was, before then, but it was
Nobody knows. What did you say your day job was again?
I'm a commercial electrician.
Okay, so all right, so you were in there just doing what work you had to do. Was that part of the
Yeah, we were.
All right.
So they have to have 3 different levels of power, and the 3 different levels of power have to have 3 different colors. So, like, red's the last one to go, orange is the second to last one to go, white's the first one to go. And it's based on, like, we have the transmission lines, we have the generators, and then we have the battery backup. So
just in case, because you don't want that bubonic plague not to be in the refrigerator. You don't want the refrigerator to be shut.
And what temperature does it have to be stored at?
Negative 80 degrees Celsius.
Negative 8. Yeah. You'll never forget that.
No.
That's why I looked at it and was like, why is this thing negative 80 degrees Celsius?
Okay, the hell with that.
That means nothing good is in there.
What is that? What is that in Fahrenheit?
Ooh.
I mean,
put it in my language so I understand what the hell. How cold is that?
Let's take a guess.
Basically, like, almost 0.
I'm going to say it's negative 27 degrees Fahrenheit. That's my guess.
All right,
I have no idea.
You can Google it.
All right, I'm going to Google this. You hang on the line there, Josh. We're Googling this right now.
All right.
So what is it, negative 80 degrees?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shut up. Come on. The Fahrenheit.
Where the hell is that?
Well, no, I wanted negative. It gave me positive 80, which, by the way, 80 degrees Celsius would be 176 degrees Fahrenheit. Negative 80 degrees equals what Fahrenheit? I'm guessing negative 27.
112.
Negative 112. Wait.
Yes, negative 112. Yes. So minus 80 degrees Celsius is minus 112 Fahrenheit.
You have that setting on your new freezer?
I do not.
Okay, right.
What should you have not come into contact with or touched? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Joseph. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So, about 8 years ago, I was working with my mom's husband. We were doing a lot of odd jobs, but this particular job, I was installing insulin throughout this whole garage area. And apparently, someone didn't ground, those electric garage doors that open,
Sure.
So, They I don't think they grounded it right because I leaned up on it to throw a staple up on the ceiling, and man, it just shocked me so bad.
Did you feel it go through your body?
Oh yeah, I was standing on a big old ladder too, so I was lucky I didn't fall off that thing.
Yeah. Okay. I do remember that feeling of being tingly after lightning. That was.
Well, sure.
And it was weird. I mean, it just didn't.
Was it?
It did not go away. Yeah.
You had that lightning tingle.
Yeah. I mean, it was almost like your whole body was being stemmed. And it did not, you had probes all over you. Like every part of your body.
How long did that last?
10, 15 minutes.
Did you try to touch stuff, see what happened?
It was like you had a hard time.
Do I have powers?
Gripping, and all your hairs are standing up, man. I mean, like everything is just like like a Christmas vacation poster. Right. What should you have not come into contact with or touch? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Shannon. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
So when my sister and I were really, really young, my mom sent us out to clean her car, and we came into contact with this bag. I opened it. I knew exactly what it was, but I gave it to my sister to go inside where my mom was with my grandparents, and she grabbed the vibrator, went inside, and was like, Mom, where should I put this? In front of her parents.
How old are her parents? In their 70s, 60s?
My grandparents are pretty young, so they were probably about 50 at the time. My mom and her.
Did your mom have you very young as well?
Yeah, my mom had me when she was 19.
Okay, so when your younger sister walks in the room, your mom at the time is probably 27, 26 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
How big was this vibrator? That's my thought.
I'd say about 4 inches. It wasn't anything fancy.
Okay, all right.
Would that make you more judgmental as a parent?
Yeah, I mean, you can't help it.
Tina, why you got a small one?
4 and 5.
If you're going to buy something, man, you know what I mean?
If she walks out with this big 13-inch hog, and it's none of us are comfortable with this. And I just didn't.
You bought a smart car, man? Come on. What should you not have come in contact with or touched? 206-803-ROCK.
I don't know. I'd say you couldn't have. Size would be the first thing. It's like, wow, that's big. Holy. Okay.
Jesus, Gina.
Wow.
What is going on? What is going on?
Huh. Okay.
County officials are looking for people who may have come into contact with a rabid bat found at a parking lot in San Diego.
Aren't they all rabbit?
No. The animal was
Did you
found...
think that when you were a kid?
I thought it when I was a kid because your parents would tell you don't mess with bats, they have rabies, right? But
correct.
They're just a good carrier.
It was in the wrong spot. It was actually in the parking lot at the Petco. So the people that found it and saw it were more interested than most people who are not at an animal store in the first place. They say human rabies is usually fatal without prompt post-exposure vaccine and treatment. They are actually looking for these people who did come in contact. The bat does not have to bite you. Even if you touch any kind of, if you have a cut, abrasion, any kind of anything, saliva, you rub your eyes, you touch your nose, you touch your mouth. It is a viral disease, most often translated through the bite, but you can get it somewhere else.
But the bat's on the ground.
Yes, and it can take weeks to months to develop. So you don't know you have it, and then when you have it, it's too late.
That's what I've heard.
Sorry, why would you touch a bat on the ground?
You don't know what it is.
Ted is asking all the logical questions. Why are you touching stuff at the museum? Why are you touching a bat?
Yeah, I'm just like, and then you're going to rub your eyes?
You're the non-touch guy.
If there's a bat on the ground?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Nudge it with your foot. See if it's alive.
That's the call.
When in doubt, keep your hands to yourself.
Okay. Yeah.
You wouldn't bet.
Wow. Yeah, Miles. Just overall, let's go with that rule.
Okay, don't touch.
Right.
What should you have not come into contact with and touch? 206-803-ROCK.
Yeah, sorry. If I see a bat on the ground, I might nudge it with my
You
toes.
might not know what it is. I don't know.
It's a bat!
When you see bats,
okay, let's say I don't know. Why am I touching it?
Right, no one goes in hand
Nudge
first.
it with your shoe.
Yeah.
You see something on the ground you can't identify it. Here, let me grab it.
I was going through a tunnel in a cave, man, and I flicked about an inch and a half thing. It was dripping off. Get out of my way. And because I was in a chute, and it was a damn bat, man. It was going just flying around like a foot and a half in front of me, man.
You really do lead with your hands, don't you?
You have to have your hands in front of you the entire time. If you get your hands behind you, you'll never get them in front of you.
in life.
Oh, no.
You touch things to identify.
What are you? Oh, God.
Miles is very
I didn't
tactile.
When
he meets you, he's going to rub you.
When they cocoon up, they get really small.
Yes.
And you don't realize how you don't know it's a bat sometimes.
You go into caves and start knocking stuff off the ceiling.
It's not a stalactite. I mean, I think I'm just flipping this thing because it looks like a
What is
shadow.
all this fuzzy crap on the
It
ceiling?
looks like a damn cave thing. Hey, you're gonna just flick it off.
You believe there's a bat? You're in a cave?
I did not.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes, I believe there's
The point of that.
Okay.
The point of that is they're not easily identifiable when they are cocooned up.
But still, why are you touching it with your hand?
Right, it looks like a piece of poop.
Kind of, yes. That's what I'm saying, if it's on the.
Is that dog crap? Hold on. Let me check it out.
You're at Petco. You probably got a bag in your pocket. You might just accidentally get out there. You think you're getting, a turd. Next thing you know, you got rabies.
Predator Petco.
Yeah.
Hello, Mike. Welcome to the men's room.
Oh, Mike hung up on us?
Hello?
No, he should be there. Hang on.
Mike.
Come on, Mike.
Maybe that's his voice.
What does that mean when that does it?
I don't know. That's the new one to me. Mike.
I have no idea.
Does that mean
Sounds like he's
busy?
calling us.
Or does that mean he's being interrupted by another call?
Oh, maybe he's
You know, like
getting
when
a
it
call.
pops up on the other side.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Miles.
There's another green and red.
Call
one.
waiting?
Is that what this is?
We got.
I don't know.
That call's more important than us.
Right.
You got
Call
your
her back.
Yeah, pick up your dry cleaning.
Steve Banks, Tara Daly from the Daily Mix Morning Show. Coming up, we'll sit and spin with 10 songs from the 90s movie soundtracks.
Don't touch them.
On the way at 4:30.
It's still there.
And your email's coming up next in the men's room at KISW.com.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL Limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Bosch's innovative power tools make you feel like a Bosch. Like when you pile drive screws and bolts with the 2-in-1 impact driver, you'll feel like
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah.
Or when you powerfully blast through concrete with the Bulldog rotary hammer, you'll feel
Like I have the power.
And when you make buttery smooth cuts with the Glide Miter saw, you'll feel
Scoobity-bee-bop smooth, baby.
what he said. With expertly engineered power tools, the more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews, all on the app. Download today.
At Danner, the journey is never complete. The Danner N45 Trail Hiker is designed to support those willing to sweat in search of their edge. Featuring per-spare uppers with a Reaprene gussets for maximum breathability and Endurafoam midsoles for long-lasting comfort and cushion. The recraftable Vibram Mega Grip outsoles are built to be rebuilt. Danner's precision fit technology is available in women's styles. Breathe in the scenery with the Danner N45 Trail Hiker. Wherever you are on your journey, take new steps in the only direction you were meant to go. Forward. Explore the N45 at Danner.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. you'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Hey, what's the easiest way to find out what channel the game's on? Sports on What? Subscribe to the Sports on What app and quickly find the channel for every provider. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel the game is on, and you can too. Download today.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, it's Aaron Daly, Steve Mix on the way from the Daily Mix Morning Show. We will sit and spin. We've got 10 songs from the 90s movies soundtracks. Yeah! But first, time for a few emails to the men's room at KISW.com.
Oh, come. Come.
The laptop goes really well, Steve.
Different bag.
And birthdays brought to you by our friends at Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Thank you, Ted.
Gotcha. We're going to do that every day, and I'll forget.
Damn right.
Guys, I want to wish my husband, CJ, a very happy birthday. He's a longtime listener, fan of the show. So can he get an original fish sandwich, an inspirational quote from Miles, and the Dirty Germans talking about getting tattoos? Thanks, and happy birthday, babe. Lots of love, guys. That from Anna.
$2 get a fish sandwich?
Yeah, if you're going to get the tattoo, make sure you do it right. And put the $sign on your testicles.
Yeah, so it calls those the fun bags.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the other thing is, the tattoos, you can get them wherever you want, but I like the ones with the ribs. So that way we know you're troubled.
All right, inspirational quote. Haven't done one of these in a while. Remember, CJ, to not be the person who follows your friends off a bridge. CJ, you lead them. Yeah.
Dude, I remember my sister would always say yes.
Would you follow your friends off a bridge? That kind of
Oh,
thing?
yeah, if they all jumped off a cliff, she'd be like, yeah, I don't want to be here without my friends. Yeah.
That's deep.
It was always a harsh, I was like, I don't know. I'd always like, oh, what the hell is Mom going to say to this one?
Guys, please wish the funky unky, the Lake Stevens OG, Troy, a very happy birthday. How about the motorboat ad there, the Johnson, and have Coach Ted give him advice on getting smoked at fishing by his nephew. Lots of love. That from T-Bone and Buck.
To your girl and your Johnson.
What's this legend's name from Lake Stevens?
Troy.
Yeah, some legend. I don't have any advice for you. I guess just keep sucking as bad as you do every time you go fishing. Who lets their nephew out fish him? I hope he's 12 to make it even worse. Donald Duck Pole. Yeah. Some uncle you are.
Fellows, it's my 47th birthday today. Thanks for the 20 years and Ted's a.k.a. Hot Beans Weed Week bit. Never laughed so hard. So can I get Mike's baby batter and some dad jokes? Have a great day, guys. That from Drew.
Betty bought some butter, but she said this butter bitter. If I put it in my batter, make my batter better. So she bought a better butter, put it in her better batter, better. So it's better, Betty bought a better butter.
Okay, got some fresh ones. You ready for these?
Fresh ones.
Here they come, man. They're hot. Guys, did you know that April is Deaf History Month?
No.
Yeah, never heard of it before. My buddy David had his ID stolen.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, now I just call him Dav.
Dav.
No
hey,
ID.
Dave. Hey, Dave.
And do you guys like CDs?
Damn it. It's like, no. I knew exactly as soon as I said
I cannot believe you're like,
I even gave you a moment.
I love CDs.
Guys, I absolutely hate math. 15 plus 15 is 30. But 16 plus 16 is 32. Makes no sense.
That joke, Ted.
What has 150 teeth and can hold back the Incredible Hulk?
My zipper. That's exactly right, Dad.
Yeah, that's right. And did you know that all farts smelled the same in ancient Egypt?
I did not.
All at Tutankhamun. It's gold today. Guys, gold. Right, gold. Turned 58 today. Big fan of the show. Can I get a barbershop quartet face sandwich? And Ted trying to convince my wife, Brenda, that he is not gay. Thanks, guys. I didn't read that ahead of time. That from Brian.
Can I get a fish sandwich? Oh, you know I gotta eat right. Oh, brother, can I have a fish sandwich? You put the cheese and the tartar on the side.
Come on, Ted.
Her name is Brenda.
Brenda?
Brenda.
Jesus. All right. Well, Brenda, obviously Brian's not gay. I mean, all of us sit around and listen to Barbra Streisand. I would think it's not weird that Rent is his favorite musical.
No, it's actually, she wants you to explain that you're not gay.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah. Oh. It's telling you why your boyfriend's not. Because it probably is. I'll tell you what, why don't you bring her down here and I'll show you.
Today my buddy Laird's
Convert
birthday.
me.
You're doing God's work.
Yeah. His brother is the bass player in our band. My man is turning 72, I believe. We are the exact band you guys wax poetic about. So can I get the big man a big old bong rip, a happy Chinooka, and you guys talking all over yourselves about a back patio band. Thanks, bitches. That from Jason, pronounced Big J in Sacramento, California.
Back patio band?
Back patio band. You know, Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Mustang Sally. Everyone has beards.
Happy Chinooka.
Let's see.
Oh, look,
Actually,
man,
my mom
right
works
now.
for the
What
guy.
happens if
No,
you
my
don't play
favorite
the
is
back sounds? They're actually going to be
On
like
the
a
wall,
rocket.
man. You gotta play the place called like Coconuts.
Oh, my
Awesome.
God. Please, whatever you do, please don't.
Saturday afternoon, that's the band you
right
write
there, sitting
All right,
$5
you guys
in on the
never nail
lazy
it.
gland.
It doesn't happen.
Okay. All right, guys. Here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans, brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefleisch.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth. For a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
$50,000 to $80,000 to repair and replace a broken sewer? That stinks.
Well, that's what you get when you buy an older home.
We don't have that kind of money. I mean, who does?
Well, don't wait until it's too late. Call Pinky's.
Pinky's?
Yes, Darlene. Pinky's Plumbing. They do everything plumbing, even sewer and drain cleaning. A little preventative maintenance now will save you a big headache later. Just schedule it at pinkysplumbing.com.
Oh, thanks, Ethel.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up, it's 5:08. We will drink and toast with the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check on Mike Hogg and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Nice one, bro.
Hey, thank you,
Good one,
Miles.
dude. In an effort to combat North Korean fake workers from infiltrating high-up companies, hiring agents found a simple question to weed them out. They asked them how fat they think Kim Jong-un is.
Oh, because they have to lie?
Yeah, well, right. They wouldn't. It's easier for them to just hang up on the phone call.
Then they'd be like, he's not fat.
Exactly.
Right.
They'd actually go for it because they can't sit there and talk bad about it.
It's
so
just
they would
that
hang up
easy.
the phone call. Yeah, which I didn't know that was a thing, that they were infiltrating like 500 companies.
I didn't either.
Yeah. So
I think you could ask them just a standard American question.
Like what?
What am I dipping my pizza crust in right now?
Ranch or blue cheese?
Right. If they don't say ranch, it's like, you're not American.
All right. I would
I'm
do
a
it
blue cheese guy, man.
With your crust?
If it's there,
marinara,
sure.
man.
Well, hey, now, don't get me wrong. I get an extra shot of marinara.
You North Korean, Ted?
Sometimes. In The Wire, there's this famous episode where there was all these people coming from New York acting like they were Baltimore gangsters.
Gotcha.
So they were like, how are we going to figure it out? And they would just ask them lyrics to this very specific music in Baltimore. And if they didn't know, they'd shoot them in the head.
Wow. All right, then.
Yeah.
Wire sounds like a great show.
Family friendly.
Watch it with the kids.
That's
yeah.
right. In spite of popular stereotypes, it turns out that women might actually be genetically built to better survive extreme cold expeditions. So
Extreme cold expeditions?
Expeditions, right. So like
Congratulations, lady.
if they're hiking or they're doing
You
weird
can
expeditions,
survive cold expeditions.
horribly freezing temperatures, apparently their body
That sounds
composure
great.
at the temperatures that they're talking, men burn calories faster. Therefore, we burn through our energy a lot faster.
All right.
Whereas their bodies, there's something about how their bodies react chemically at that temperature, and they can actually work a lot more efficiently than we can.
You
at
do
that,
it
at
then.
that
So
stage.
the last thing I'm going to hear is, I told you so.
But
So I'm
say-
dying of hypothermia.
They're going to complain about it the entire time, but they're going to be able to do it better than we can.
You got the energy. I don't.
I'm tired, man.
Haven't acclimated.
Right. I gotta go lay down.
I need like a day.
Damn.
You make dinner.
Keep quiet. I'm gonna go lay down.
Why don't you just dig us an ice cave right over there?
Since you can handle it.
And I'll just sit here for a minute.
Just throw on a jacket, you'll be fine. You guys remember that old anti-piracy commercial that,
Oh, hey, I'm with you. You think I should bring it? Yes.
Yes.
You're going to be cold. Bring it.
We're at the stage of the year where that is a question every single day when we're about to go walk the dog at night. Should I bring a jacket? Yes.
Yes.
And I say it before she even finishes the sentence.
Then when you get to the restaurant, where did you put? I left in the car. Why? That's the whole point.
Taking a tie.
Yeah, you're going to be cold at the restaurant. I know you are.
Hey,
Put it on.
put a sweater on.
I don't like it on the back of my chair.
Then give it to me. I'll put it on the back of mine.
Yeah, I got two on here now.
I'll put it on that guy's chair.
That's right.
Like, generally, I don't wear a sweatshirt unless I'm wearing a shirt underneath because it might get hot.
Yeah.
Exactly. Fair. It's easy. Layering, ladies.
Ta-da.
Yeah, you can take it off.
You guys remember that old anti-piracy commercial? You wouldn't steal a car. You wouldn't steal a this, that, and the other thing. Maybe it was back in the 90s.
So, like, don't steal.
Don't steal movies. Don't steal
Okay.
CDs or music and stuff like that. It's
I
anti-piracy.
was like, I'll steal a car. I'll steal all that.
Remember the cool font that they used when they were doing You Wouldn't Steal a Car? Yeah, it turns out that was pirated.
Damn.
They stole that font and never get credit for it.
Perfect. We know what we're talking about. Trust us.
It's not a victimless crime. Look at this guy. We stole it.
We're font stealers.
Scientists have created an iron-fortified wood that's apparently harder than ever.
Iron fortified wood.
Tin Man's like, it's been there all along. You know what I'm saying, ladies?
Yeah, I am Groot.
Look at that.
Click his heels. Yeah.
You like that, baby? Grab the oil can. No, we need to lube this thing up.
So what are we? So is this like construction? I guess the iron fortified wood.
I'm guessing. I have no idea what the application
Did they
for it
just
is.
feed it like Wheaties? Don't we fortify our iron in the morning? Right.
I just see it
They
as a
tell
new-
you to eat these
yeah.
cereals.
I've seen it as a new decking product, you know.
Yeah. There you go. New tech has been developed that may help combat the hearing aid "quote unquote" cocktail party problem. So
Hearing
people with
aids.
hearing aids,
I'm
if they're in
not
like
in the
if they're in like a cocktail area setting where there's a lot of people around,
yeah.
the hearing aids picking up everybody, and so it's still hard for them to hear people. And apparently they've got new tech that's supposed to help isolate the person that you're talking
Deaf person can hear us.
with. What?
You start whispering that at parties.
But God, the hearing aids.
You ever hug a person with a hearing aid and you can hear it squelch?
Oh, yeah.
How hard you hug them?
Pop that thing right, pop that thing right up, dude.
The weirdest damn thing, man. I had an uncle, and I'd hung up and wee every time I went up there. Like, damn, man.
Oh, feedback.
Turn that thing down.
Turn the microwave off.
I think it's funny how many, like, not funny. I think it sucks, but like you always think of old people, but there's a lot of people any age who just have them. It's hard of hearing.
Yeah, absolutely.
What?
Burnout and pay concerns have young workers quitting in droves.
Really? Those two things? Who thought that cocktail was that's a surefire winner?
Clean, getting people
Listen,
wet.
son,
Right.
this is what we're going to do for work at my company. First of all, we don't call the co-workers, call ourselves a team.
Man,
Now,
it
what I'm
jumps
going to
in.
do, I'm going to underpay you and overwork you.
Here's a pizza party.
Man who jumps in pool gets wet.
Hey. No, it's because they don't want to work anymore. That's the reason. That's why they're quitting. Meta is launching an AI app to compete with ChatGPT.
Cool. Get them competitive.
I've been waiting.
Good. I'm glad.
Just one competitor.
I knew that you were holding out there, Miles. You've been denying the chat GPT, saying Zuckerberg's going to make this
Just
better.
one more.
Let's do it. A new study suggests that drinking champagne could reduce your risk of sudden cardiac arrest.
Well, that's a good thing on a
Okay.
Sunday morning.
I've always been relaxed when I pop open some champagne.
Generally speaking.
It's a Sunday morning. It's brunch, right?
Yeah.
Or
Absolutely.
obviously it's New Year's Eve. Other than that,
I mean,
you're
there's
not
other
really having
reasons.
a Christmas.
The Indy 500.
If you win, yeah, I mean,
Well, traditionally, the Indy 500 would be milk.
My bad.
That's a good point.
What's the other? Is it
I mean,
Daytona
every
or-
F1, they spray champagne all over each other.
Yeah, it's there. It is.
Sure, but when do we drink it?
that's what I'm saying. Brunch.
I
Sunday,
have friends.
That's it.
I have two friends that are obsessed with it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's their go-to.
Yeah, it's like like Friday or Saturday afternoon. My buddy got new deck furniture.
Okay.
We drink a lot of champagne.
The Ravens win the Super Bowl.
was-
You're not popping a bottle of champagne?
Was the
Nah,
deck
I mean,
furniture?
I would, but it's not important to me.
Was the deck furniture champagne worthy, or was it like
They just drink champagne.
Oh, okay.
They go to wine shops all the time. I do think of the Ravens won, like Sounders won.
Yeah.
Me and Miggsy were spraying champagne on each other.
Oh yeah.
Jesus.
In slow motion. And
Explain to Brenda.
I do that at the Seahawks one.
Yeah.
Pop a bottle.
That's what I'm saying.
I just think on the regular, it seems like it's more of a brunch mimosa
100%
thing.
But
you
people
don't
that
them all
drink
the time.
champagne just like they like drinking champagne.
Yeah.
But you're right. Most people don't drink it like my two friends.
Yeah.
they got problems.
Just chugging bottles. They got giant ass straws.
Well,
Put in
I
the
mean,
bottle.
at the one night at the cabin, we called it Champagne Supernovas. We had so much of the champagne.
Nice.
Oh, yeah, it's a fun hangover. Hot tubs of champagne.
Oh, just let it bubble out. Jesus.
Sounds awful.
I don't know. I'm in.
I mean, it's great, but the next day you'll feel
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
The bubbles.
You're going to pass out halfway through, too. Champagne makes me tired.
Well, champagne gets you drunker, quicker.
Yeah.
It's like the way the bubbles get into your bloodstream or something, and it like opens up stuff. So you do like you drink 1 glass or 2 glasses of champagne, you will definitely feel a buzz quicker than drinking like a beer.
And actually,
What if
most people
tonic?
don't know this, but the scrubbing bubbles are related to champagne bubbles. That's why they work so hard and so quickly.
That's right.
Yeah, and I just don't open the door, so I get a buzz when I'm using them too.
I've got a bottle of champagne in my refrigerator that I've been there for at least a year.
What are you waiting for?
I don't have anything. That's the whole point of the discussion. When can I drink this?
Watch a doggone
Sunday
Mariners
morning.
game, and if they win, pop the bottle.
There you go. Make
You
a
don't
bet
have,
on something.
champagne's not just for celebrating.
Yeah.
It's a good beverage.
All right.
Just pop it open. What,
Okay.
what kind is it? Is it Chateau Tiffany?
I don't know.
Is it barefoot?
It might be like Moet or something.
All right.
Oh, it sounds like good bottles of Vouv. Actually, Mike and I will come over. We'll drink.
Damn
it.
right. You know what? We'll
Come on
party
over.
over
We
at
will
Miles'
drink
place.
your champagne.
I'll buy some orange juice. It'll be crazy.
There you go. A new study says gold particles could actually help restore vision for patients with macular degeneration.
That's cool if you got the money for gold.
Yeah, right? Little gold speckles.
Gold's pretty
The
cheap.
good news is we got something for you. The bad news, it's gold.
Yeah.
You know what? How about I just pour some Goldschlager in your eyes?
There you go.
Ted, it's your kind of day, so I know you're celebrating. What day is it, my friend?
International Dance Day.
You are absolutely correct.
Nice. Nice. Got one. Finally.
Famous dance fads from the last 100 years. It's been said that if a fellow knows how to shake his booty, it'll make it a lot easier to get some booty. I don't know about that. I like to wait at the bar sipping on whiskey until some fine little filly gets tired of being pawed at and mauled on the dance floor, where I proceed to bore her to death, hoping she'll feel sorry for me and throw me one for pity. Then I can show her my night moves, which consist of taking her home and passing out in my own regurgitations.
Damn. Did you guys ever have to do dancing in gym class when you were growing up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Stupid.
I'm gonna run down these. Let me know which of these you guys have actually done. At some
I mean,
point in your
I
life.
remember being taught them. I do not remember the dances.
Sure.
I could pull out a few swing moves if I had to.
Damn right. They start with the foxtrot. First developed in 1914. Anybody ever done the foxtrot?
I've been taught it.
Why?
Because we had a week where you learned a different dance
Yes.
every single day.
They taught you the foxtrot?
They taught us square dancing, foxtrot,
I got square
tango,
dancing. That's it.
You know, whatever. Maybe
We didn't
one
do
or
tango.
two more.
Got the dance is credited
Ballroom
to
dancing.
and named after Harry Fox, a vaudeville actor who doubled as a circus performer and professional baseball player.
I mean,
Yeah, typical job.
I've never learned it, but I feel like I know what it looks like.
Yeah, I know what it looks like. It's just not something.
Feels like it's a lot of hands and quick little steps.
Yeah, slow, quick counts.
Oh,
is what they
tap
say.
as well. I mean, we didn't
You
have
guys
tap.
did tap?
We didn't have tap shoes, but we learned tap.
Anybody do the tango?
No.
One of the most
Yes.
famous and most recognizable, the most dances taught in the world. Although the tango has roots in pre-America, Old World Europe, it emerged in the 1800s as a solo dance performed only by women. Its modern version came to New York City in the early 1900s. Hey, ladies, only takes one to tango.
Why don't you do the tango dance for me?
Dance, do the tango.
Is the hustle on there?
It might be.
Everybody do the hustle.
Famous dance fads from the last 100 years, the Charleston.
The
Anybody ever heard of
Charleston Chew. You put some taffy in your mouth.
Charleston Chew. Which one was the Charleston?
Charleston's more like a chat.
Okay.
And I think the Charleston Chew is regional. Did you know that, Candy?
Well, yeah, I knew the candy.
Oh, all right.
I just didn't know that it was regional.
It's like I
should have set up a camera and got it.
You move your hands real fast.
If you could do the Charleston, you enjoy champagne out of the little tiny round ones.
The little flutes.
Yeah.
All right.
And she's a flapper.
Anybody
She's one of those girls. That's
I'm
all
describing the sound.
It's all smoking a cigarette. Yeah. One of them naughty dames.
I told you, one of the chicks I was playing golf with over the week, she had 2 sins and ripped them out and threw them in the trash. And I was like, you go, girl.
Oh, yeah.
2. I won the 2 name. You getting it? I didn't even know they were in there.
Famous dance fads from the last century. Anybody ever done the Lindy Hop?
I've never heard
Lindy
of
Hop.
In the 1920s, a new game-changing dance called the Lindy Hop emerged out of New York City's African-American
Lindy was a
urban arts-
one-legged woman.
The dance, which combines traditional African rhythms with structured European steps, was born at Harlem's iconic Savoy Ballroom.
You're telling me a dance craze came from black people?
What do you know?
And her name was Lily.
Swing dancing. Anybody done some swing dancing?
Yes.
Still
we did that for
associated-
I
a
call
while.
the helicopter.
Still associated with Benny Goodman, Duke Ellington, and Count Basie, another big band acts that rose to prominence during the jazz era of the 1920s.
Think bubbles.
I feel like we did that for like a month and a half in grade school, then had to do like a performance of it.
Nice.
Yeah, it sounds awful. Well, you can like swing the girls, swing her back in.
You went to school with girls?
Grade school, yeah.
Yeah. Come on now.
By the way, the texters are asking for the Carlton.
Wait for it.
Oh, you gotta be kidding.
The jitterbug shows up. 1930s.
All right.
That's the lice.
Do the jitterbug.
Anybody ever done the Susie Q?
No, I've heard of it, but
So-called companion dance that can be performed solo or as a part of a group. Late 1930s mainstay.
Also a terrible hostess product.
It's not that bad.
It's the worst in the
It
line.
actually is. You know
It's
what
the
it is.
worst in
That's
the
the really
line.
dry, cakey stuff, yeah. The Lambeth Walk. Anybody heard of that one?
no.
Believed to have been
Mike
created
Tyson's favorite.
by the Lambeth Walk by either the dancer Miss England or the comedian Lupino Lane around 1936, because they both have Lambeth in there. Best done in a group with couples dancing side by side.
Okay.
The Mambo. Anybody ever do the Mambo?
I've attempted it at a wedding.
Number 5?
You know what? I will count it in there, Ted. Have you done the Mambo number 5?
No, but
I
I was
stopped at 3.
I was at a dance-a-thon once where that song played over and over, and that's why I hate Lou Bega.
I wonder if that's for that dance.
I
mean,
The Cuban Rumba.
I have not.
Ooh, yeah, tough
Tell
with
me
rum.
more.
Also in Havana around the same time as the Mambo was catching on, a new Afro-Cuban dance would emerge called the Cuban Rumba. Completely different from the rumba that was trendy in ballroom.
It is the Cuban rumba.
Well, I only drink Havana and rum.
There you go.
It is when we dance with a pickle.
The cha-cha.
The cha-cha. The cha-cha.
Cha-cha.
The cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it be the cha-cha-cha then? I'm just saying, everyone says cha-cha-cha. No one ever just says cha-cha.
Well, that's just stupid. Actually, originally called the cha-cha-cha.
Yes.
There you go.
That's what you keep saying.
Square dancing does show up on the list of famous dance fads in the last 100 years. What's wrong with square dancing?
Just everything.
Okay.
I mean,
you're locking elbows. It's a little, you're dozy doing.
Yeah.
do people
fun.
still do it?
Well, sure. You got to go to the right places.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess I'm asking, what's a place where I could go and be like, not line dancing, I want to get in some square dancing.
I'm sure you get into those line dancing places. They have a square dancing night.
Out in the cut.
Damn right.
I bet they do it in an old folks' home.
Oh, yeah.
Square dancing?
Gotta be careful.
That's a terrible
Swing your
idea.
partner. Oh, no.
Oh,
Look out.
Nelly's down.
Lost an arm there. Oh, no.
Mom, you okay? Yeah, I was square dancing today.
Pulled it right out at the shoulder.
This one owes most of its fame to the 1978 movie Grease, the hand jive.
Hand jive was massive.
Look out.
And my parents took pride in that.
The hand jive.
Yeah, is there that era they were like, oh, yeah, we could hand jive.
Is it part shag, part beach and hand dance? Is that the same idea as they take those two dances and bring them together?
I just know it was like a thing, man. And like my mom could do it, my dad could do it. Right. It was like
Fire
the
starter.
hand jive.
Think Chubby Checker. Famous
twist.
The twist.
Come on, baby.
The twist.
Did he make 3 versions of that song?
He made
twist,
like
twist again.
140. Yeah, he kept revisiting it.
He did have that Kermit the Frog tone, though.
He did.
For sure.
Come on, baby.
Let's do the twist. Come on, baby.
Think James Brown.
Hey, mashed potato.
Oh, see, he was a mashed
He was the mashed potato guy.
Mashed potato.
Look at that. Doing the mashed potato. The limbo.
Is that a dance? I thought you just play limbo.
One of the most
Well, you
difficult
circle
dances.
around and then wait. I don't know what the hell you
Yeah,
do.
I mean, you should be dancing a little, then you shimmy your shoulders and you walk.
They're
in.
calling it a dance fad.
I will say, be careful if you're in Scottsdale. You might get caught in a limbo contest on the street and fall over.
That might happen. How
That
does
might happen to certain
you?
people.
I've died. Just fair warning.
The locomotion does show up on the list.
Is that like a train, basically?
I would assume so.
You make a human centipede.
That's always fun at the wedding.
It's a love train.
The Monster Mash
Or a
shows up on the
conga
list.
line, Miles.
Do the monster mash.
Yes.
Did anybody do it, or did we just play it?
I think there originally was a dance.
All
The
right.
monster mash.
The Monster Mash, I think, with
So
the,
like a high school dance back in the day.
yeah, there was an accompanying
It was the
dance.
monster man.
That's how you get the chase.
Come here, baby.
The robot.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
I
I
love
like the robot.
You like the robot?
White people can do
Robot
that.
was awesome.
That's right. Look out, here we come.
Yeah.
The hippie spin. Again, these are famous dance fads last century.
I know that. Probably like laughing or something.
We've got popping
All right,
and we got locking.
but separate.
No breaking, though. Because back in the
No
day, you're
breaking.
either popper or breaker.
Well, breaking's not on there, so they just took the two categories.
locking.
All right.
There it is. The hustle does show up on the list.
I was kidding when I brought that up.
Disco dancing shows up on the list.
Oh, for sure.
Dance fads of the last 100 years. The time warp dance.
Time warp.
Yeah, Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, I was like, I don't even
And
know that.
Only that. Yeah.
What about like Thriller? Or
Wait for it, Miles.
Oh, is it on there?
The electric slide shows up.
All right, good. Macarena's got it.
I'll tell you what, you cannot go to a Smith wedding if you don't know the electric slide.
Nice. The Village People.
YMCA. All right.
YMCA, yes, sir. This one shows up at a lot of metal concerts.
Moshing.
Moshing. Which
Oh,
is
yeah, that is a dance. Yeah, I guess it is, man.
yeah. Breakdancing does show up there.
There we
There it
go.
is. The Thriller.
You know, it's an Olympic sport now.
Yes, it is. Is it still?
I think, honestly,
they
it might have
moved
been
it
one and
now.
done because of that woman.
They didn't learn their lesson. The Moonwalk.
That's tough to do.
I can't do it.
The Walk Like an Egyptian.
Anyone
Yep.
can do that.
Country Line Dancing.
Country line dancing's kind of fun.
Damn right it is. The Running Man Dance. That's our boy VD's favorite.
Oh, yeah.
The
I will
hump-
say country line dancing too. When I was in Austin, we went to a real honky tonk.
Oh, yeah.
You just go out there and start dancing. If you could do it, or like do the Texas two-step, a woman will dance with you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The Humpty Dance.
Humpty dancing, doing hump.
Voguing.
Oh yeah, that was big.
What in the hell's voguing?
Madonna had a song called
Yeah,
Vogue.
I'll do that.
So if you ever go to a drag brunch, they'll be.
You know, Mike, when you go to your drag brunches.
Don't think he hasn't been. Look at him.
Drag brunch. I have not been to that.
There it is. You hear it's not unusual in the background. It's the Carlton Dance.
Oh, there it is.
Famous
Cool.
dance fads of the last century. Jacking.
What?
Jacking?
They call it jacking.
Oh.
It's a freestyle dance move.
Yeah, that's not what
Born
I
out of
was
rock and
thinking.
roll and later.
I can do that.
I can dance.
I nailed
Dance,
that.
which is inspired by the liberated motions of disco. Is done by the dancer.
Maybe I can dance.
Undulating his or her torso back and forth.
Yeah. I can do Texas grip, fire starter,
Yeah, okay, I can dance.
hand over, hand under.
Stepping. From the
All right.
Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Salsa shows up on the list.
Yeah.
The
I would also
Macarena.
give credit to like black fraternities.
Yeah.
Salsa.
Yeah, you're right. The Cosby Show.
Salsa.
Salsa.
Dip responsibly.
Yeah. Hang on. I can find it over here. It's over here. We're doing a bit. Doggone it. There you go.
It's okay.
Dip responsibly.
Thank you, Ted. The Macarena shows up. The Cha-Cha Slide. Crumping. Flash Mobs. Crank That.
Crank that.
Single Ladies.
Soldier Boy, nice.
Memphis Jukin. Gangnam Style. The Harlem Shake. And then this is going to be the last famous dance of the last 100 years.
The Dougie.
No, 2015. The Whippin' Nene.
Oh, she
yeah.
whipped right thing. How did Dougie not make that list?
It didn't, Ted. Just not fatty enough.
Well, yeah, teach them how.
A woman online told the story of the disturbing thing that someone snuck into her local theater's performance of Cabaret, Miles.
What was that?
Tell about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming at 5:50 in the meantime. Have we made it to drinking time?
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Drink time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink task and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast an unidentified 27-year-old man in Japan. Now, last Tuesday, our honoree, he decided to climb Mount Fuji, which does not seem unreasonable, but Mount Fuji is one of Japan's most popular tourist attractions, and it happens to not be the official season. The official season for hiking Mount Fuji runs July through September. As it is April, well, all the trails are closed to the summit. However, that did not stop our honoree from giving it the old college try. Now, unfortunately, at some point, he lost his crampons, had to be rescued by a helicopter. All right, so did he learn his lesson? Well, of course not. So now, the following Saturday, he returned to Mount Fuji to retrieve the cell phone that he had left in the place that he lost his crampons. And thanks to altitude sickness, he was rescued again. That is twice in 5 days. Same dude, same spot on Mount Fuji. Damn. Like, come on, man. Come on, brother. For your phone. For your phone. Jeez. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies.
Down the hola, bichola. Let's get a contestant live for Profile This, 206-803-ROCK. Profile This is next.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Smart Travel doesn't just cover points and miles. They break down all the financial aspects of your trip, whether that's the best days to book, how to avoid hidden fees, or which fancy travel credit cards pay off, and which ones are just an expensive flex. If you want your travel budget to work harder, then dive into the best deals, products, services, and more with Smart Travel from NerdWallet, wherever you get your podcasts.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. So get in a Tundra with the available iForce Max hybrid engine, delivering exceptional torque and towing capacity. Or check out a Tacoma. With available off-road features like crawl control, it can take you beyond the trails. Toyota trucks are built to last. So don't wait. Get yours today. Visit buyatoyota.com for deals and more. Toyota, let's go places.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Oh, this Bosch miter saw really is smooth.
Feeling smooth.
Who said that?
It's your inner Bosch, baby. I'm that scoobity-bebop smooth feeling you get when you make smooth cuts with that moobity-mibbity-mibbity-mubbity miter saw.
So I'll just keep ski-bop sawing then?
Now you're getting it. Beep-bop, beat-up, wow, miter saw is my favorite.
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch.
Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews, all on the app. Download today.
At Danner, we believe our beloved trails will always need footsteps to keep the paths from fading, and those journeys are often better when shared. The Women's Trail Trainer was built by women for women who embrace the outdoors. Rally your girls, lace up, and blaze the trail. Resurge midsoles provide next-level comfort, while Danner's precision fit technology offers more custom fit with optimal support. Breathe in the scenery and feel right at home in the dirt. Explore the women's trail trainer at danner.com.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive. Most of you aren't just listening right now. You're driving, cleaning, and even exercising. But what if you could be saving money by switching to Progressive? Drivers who save by switching save nearly $750 on average. And auto customers qualify for an average of 7 discounts. Multitask right now. Quote today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $744 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2022 and May 2023. Potential savings will vary. Discounts not available in all states and situations.
Hey, what's the easiest way to find out what channel the game's on? Sports on What? Subscribe to the Sports on What app and quickly find the channel for every provider. Satellite, cable, or streaming. Sports on What knows the channel a game is on, and you can too. Download today.
Room presents Profile This.
Yes, Steven Throw-Hilkins, please tell everyone how Profile This is played.
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story. Something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Dave. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores. All right, Dave, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, I do.
Fantastic. Your choices today, we have Bite Me. In other words, what did someone find in their food? Interior Decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. And finally today, Hit Me With Your Best Shot, where you guess the unconventional object that someone chose to use as a weapon.
Let's go and Hit Me With Your Best Shot.
All right, we go to Parkland, Florida, where a man was arrested and charged with domestic battery after assaulting his wife with something during a heated altercation. According to the Broward County Sheriff's Office, the dispute unfolded when the suspect, when Yoel Mizrahi, became involved in a verbal dispute with his wife at their home. Now, the victim told deputies that as she attempted to calm the situation, Mizrahi responded by launching something in her direction, followed by spitting on her and then grabbing her by the collar of the shirt and throwing her to the ground. The records show the assault left visible red marks on the victim's right arm and chest area. After an on-scene investigation and speaking with both parties, deputies determined that Mizrahi should be arrested and charged with domestic battery. And he was taken to jail with a $1,500 bond. The question is, before spitting on her and throwing her to the ground, what did this guy, quote-unquote, launch at her? Was it a matzo ball? Was it a bagel? Was it a teacup? Or was it a snot rocket? So matzo ball, bagel, teacup, or snot rocket?
Well, just for the ridiculousness of it, first of all, what a punk. Ridiculousness of it, I'm going with a snot rocket. What are you thinking, Miles and Ted?
Did you say what part of Florida?
Yeah, what city in Florida? Parkland. I'm not sure where that is at, but it's in Broward County.
All right. That's where Miami is, right?
And when did this happen?
I believe that is Broward. You mean time of day?
Is it near Boca?
I'm with you, Miles.
I'm just trying to do some geographical understanding.
Trying to figure out how.
Is it North Miami?
How most of the first
the
two.
clues are the clues. I'm going to tell you, but
you know, I'm going to go, man. I'm Dave. I'm going hot matzo ball to the face. All right.
All right. I'll go the other choice. I'll take the bagel.
You're taking the bagel. Okay. What did he throw at his wife? Was it a matzo ball, a bagel, a teacup, or a snot rocket? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to the men's room.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
Nerds!
Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Want to travel like a savvy jet setter? No, that doesn't mean monogramming your passport. It means making smart decisions every step of your trip, which means knowing your options. Smart Travel unpacks the facts, like which booking sites actually save money, how to fly first class using points, and if that fancy travel card is a smart investment. All so you can save more on your next adventure. Follow Smart Travel from NerdWallet today and start traveling like a pro.
Hit me with your best shutout profile. Let's get a Florida man arrested after assaulting his wife. Threw something, spit at her, threw her down. He was arrested. Question is, what was the airborne object? Matzo ball, bagel, teacup, or a snot rocket?
Yes, indeed. And Dave, that is the very question that we posed to you. Let us start with our very own D. Ted Smith. Went with the bagel.
The bagel. Hit her with the schmear.
It was not a bagel, no schmear on her. At least not from a bagel. Miles, you went with the matzo ball, specifically a hot matzo ball.
Hot matzo ball.
It was not a hot matzo ball. And Dave, you're a disgusting human being and went with the snot rocket.
Oh, man.
And you are correct, sir. Dude blew a snot rocket out.
Jesus.
Then spit on her.
How do you just have one on the ready?
I don't know. That's a power move, man. What?
Then spit.
Yeah, I mean, I could do it good if I got like a cold or something, but that's,
right.
Miles is right. That's hard to just...
He's got anger snot.
It's like farting on her. You either have one on deck or you don't. All right, now for all TV news all the time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today.
Choices.
You got Seth Meyers, Tomlinson,
Taylor,
Stephen Colbert, Seth Meyers, or Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It's right there to tell these guys have teams and talents. Writers come up with monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
In a new poll, 14% of people say they often change the way they speak or act depending on who they're talking to. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I would never do such a thing down here in Texas, partner.
The Ted Smith.
Yeah, that's me. A couple of different routes I was going to go, and I'll go Texas.
You kind of fall into an accent when you go to certain places.
Sure.
Everybody does it.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
I spent 1 hour in Ireland. Look what happened.
Oh, but you'll start saying mate or lad.
Oh, dude, I'll order Chinese. I mean, jeez.
Well, that's a little
I know that, but I can't.
Giant rodents are cuddling with visitors at a capybara cafe in Florida. Big deal, Florida. In New York, you can cuddle with a giant rodent on the D train.
The D train, yeah.
Is that Tomlinson?
Colbert.
Colbert.
Giant rodents are cuddling with visitors at a capybara cafe in Florida. Big deal, Florida. Here in New York, you can get cuddled by a giant rodent on the D train.
A man swam through an alligator infested lake to rescue a bald eagle and said, quote, "This is a symbol of America, man." While a dude jumping in a lake full of alligators is definitely the symbol of Florida.
Seth.
Yeah, Colbert.
Seth Meyers.
A Florida man recently swam through an alligator-infested lake to rescue an injured bald eagle and said, quote, "This is the symbol of America, man." While a dude jumping into a lake full of alligators is definitely the symbol of Florida.
A man in the UK, to raise awareness of endangered species, a man trekked 53 miles in a bird costume. Because if there's one thing associated with birds, it's long walks.
Colbert.
Colbert.
That is Colbert.
An ornithological cosplay news over in the UK. To raise awareness about endangered species, a man trekked 53 miles in a bird costume. Because if there's one thing associated with birds, it's long walks.
Whatever that first word was, I wasn't even trying to spell that. I was just like, screw it. Yesterday, towards the end of the segment, I talked a little bit about a new show I've been watching on Netflix called The Residents.
Yes.
Does anybody know about this one?
No, I don't.
All right. So it's hard to describe. The Residents, obviously, you know what? I shouldn't say obviously. I know this as I grew up in D.C., but that's what's referred to as the one section of the White House where the first family actually lives.
Okay.
So I don't think a lot of people understand. Like, there's a staff in there that, like, they work for the White House, right? They don't work for different presidents or whatever. So that's the Residents, and that's just like code word. That's what everybody calls it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like I want to say what was you always knew the president's plane was like Big Boy or something.
Yeah,
like there's just certain things. So this is kind of a goofy, quirky murder mystery that takes place in the White House. All right?
So it's like Clue in the White House.
It is, and that's a good way to describe it because they do have different rooms, like the Lincoln bedroom, the green room, the red room, the blue
McDonald's
room.
place.
Yeah, there's a ton of different stuff in there. But it's actually like I was telling people all weekend, it's not like it'll make you chuckle, but it makes you chuckle kind of constantly.
Sure.
And like the detective, like everybody, like it's very good. It's a murder, like I said, it's a murder mystery. I got a couple episodes left in it. Obviously, there is some jabs about current political stuff in there as well.
Of course.
But, it's at the White House. I don't see how it couldn't be. But just keep in mind, like, one current theme throughout it is that it's a state dinner with Australia. And Kylie Minogue is there.
Oh, okay.
Right.
It just never happens, but she's there.
She's there, and it takes you from, like, scene to scene. I don't know. Like, Hugh Jackman's supposed to be there as well, but we haven't seen Hugh yet. So I'm not positive he ever shows up on the show. It's just kind of his accent, and he's talking. But Kylie Minogue's, like, in the show.
I'm looking at it now. Kylie Minogue, she's listed second in the cast list.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. And, again, just it's a funny series. And like I said, you're not going to be dying out, laughing out loud. But there's plenty of times you just start chuckling, whether it's, like, the one guy that works for the Secret Service, kind of bumbling idiot. The Park Service guy is, like, he's always calling the woman that works for him, and he's like, the ranger. And they're like, she takes care of the plants.
Right.
Like, stop calling her a ranger. So he just, right.
I am a ranger.
Right. Stuff like that. He's always like, we have all these beautiful parks. But it's a good show. I highly recommend it. And I got a few of my friends watching that one. All right. We all know Mr. Jelly Roll, right?
Of course.
Oh, yeah. I watched him Saturday night. After having some champagne on my buddy's deck, I got home, turned on, not Coachella, Stagecoach. Jelly Roll was out there, and even I was like, damn, Mr. Roll has lost some weight. He was on with Jimmy Kimmel talking about it.
I've been thinking about ways to make it sound cool, but I can't. I'm eating a lot of protein and vegetables and walking. That's what I'm doing.
How much, do you mind me asking how much you've lost?
We're approaching the 200-pound mark. Wow. I would guess that I have lost an entire Jimmy Kimmel.
And when do you stop, though? That's the big question. Like, do you have a number in mind?
I do have a number in mind. So for the non-fluffy people in the world, I would do all the fun stuff in life. You got to be under 250.
Okay.
So my goal, I want to skydive. I want to ride a roller coaster. I want to ride a bull. I know it sounds crazy. I want to wrestle an alligator. I got a list of things that I want to do.
Even riding a horse, because I don't think you could be more than like 230 on a horse.
He's going to lose more weight when he gets rid of the excessive skin he's got. Yeah. Because if you lose that much weight, man, you're probably going to go in and do that.
Yeah. But like I was saying, I was telling Castle the office the other day, like I watched his performance, like I'm not sure what Jelly Roll fits into. We played him on our station. Mm-hmm. He almost comes off more rock. He was down there for a country act, but then his stage show was like, it's a lot of rap. And he bought out Wiz Khalifa.
I mean, he's just a musician. He's a musician. Right.
Yeah, and I worry because he's so everywhere that, like, you might get burnt out on him.
Maybe.
But I'll tell you what, man, when you see other people talk about him, like, the guy just must be awesome to kick it with because everybody seems to love the dude. I thought that was a good story there.
It is.
Speaking of Jelly Roll, we talked a little bit about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame yesterday.
Yes.
I have here just a little montage of the actual rock artists that got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Okay.
White Stripes.
I still cannot believe they've been around for 25 years. That made me feel old. That's the one.
Well, they tell you right there.
In case you're wondering, we're back covering it.
Five Finger Death Punch. Joe Cocker. My generation, as you know it, the theme to Wonder Years.
Whoosh, whoosh. Nice work, boys.
So they were saying yesterday that Fish, which is a jam band, had the most votes. They didn't get in.
They were playing last couple weeks
They were
ago,
just
right?
here, yeah. Last the weekend of Easter, they were here in town. And then I saw Outkast got in, which, if you know rap at all, like that's such a big band. They're always rocking, and they include everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm with you. Like, seems like to me you'd put Fish in before you'd put in White Stripes. Not that White Stripes I don't think deserves to be in there, but they're just kind of newer.
Yeah,
Fish
they
been
might be
around
close, as far as the
don't know,
time
man.
is concerned.
I feel like I've been hearing about Fish forever. Or maybe it just feels that way.
Yeah, well, I mean,
you look at their impact on music. They have an incredible following. Their scene is passionate. They have television channels. All of their concerts are, available for purchase. All the music from that show is available for purchase. They do it right. They're like a modernized version of what the Grateful Dead
exactly
could have monetized it and done if they wanted to.
well, like you're not going to hear a ton of Dead songs on the radio, but you'll hear a few.
Sure.
But I feel like Fish just doesn't have, like...
Yeah, maybe Sample in a Jar is the closest thing. Or
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Bouncing
So I don't
Around
know if that hurts them because they don't have, like, commercials. But it's hard to say they don't have... They just
They
don't
have
play them
huge-
on
right.
radio.
Yeah, that's it.
Right? But it's like, you can't argue with their commercial success. I mean, it's a massive band. It's impossible to get tickets to damn shows.
Yeah, they're huge.
Yeah. So I just thought that was kind of interesting. I was like, I don't know. Like, Soundgarden to me, like, you don't even have to vote on that.
Right.
Right?
Come on.
It'll be curious to see if they bring out the same singers who did the charity event down at the Showbox and kind of do it in that format with alternating, lead singers taking on different songs. That would be, to me, that would be the formula. It's been done once already.
Sure.
So,
the guys that can cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know she just did an event last week for our buddies over at Smash. And everybody that went to that was just raving about it. Like my one buddy's wife has she called it a lady crush on her.
I'm trying to, Nirvana had 4 or 5 different, I think Joan Jett did a tune.
Yeah.
So I would assume it's going to be that kind of a thing.
Also, I feel like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, like that show is good, right? It's like you're saying, Miles. Like they bring in a bunch of different people to do covers of these bands' biggest songs.
Right.
So, I mean, I would think you'd still have her there. I mean, at that point, though, it's the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Who knows? Like, I don't know. Bring out Jelly Roll.
They can get anybody they want.
Right. I mean, Luke Combs last week, a country artist, at the end of the country show, he was the Backstreet Boys were there, and then he was singing with the Backstreet Boys. Yeah. So I mean, you got
the opportunity to get a ticket.
Yeah,
it's the Backstreet Boys. I mean, I try to do it all.
Yeah, I'm with you. And look, I think it sucks for musicians, but like we always talk about yacht rock and stuff. I mean, like Michael McDonald, like again, I don't, he has his own music, but you know him through just being on everybody else's records.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Who was my guy? Warren G. And they had Regulators, but that other guy that sang the R&B parts, like there was just a period where Nate Dogg, right?
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. Nate. There was just a period of time where like
featuring Nate Dogg.
Right, you couldn't, Mike. I'm telling you, like in the late '90s, if you had a chorus that needed to be sung, you had to have Nate Dogg on it, and that was it, right? And all of a sudden, your song was better, but it was like, he's got to be on there to sing the chorus, right? I think it's the same way in the '80s with Michael Jackson or this or that. It's like, well, we need a guitar, like somebody get Eddie Van Halen in
Right,
here,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
I think who was it that did not get in? Styx, I know, did not get in. Billy Idol, I know, did not get in. A couple more bands.
Say what you want about Styx. They should be in.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, before we go real quick, Ted, you got to tell Steve what you asked the woman at the Safeway.
Oh, yeah, real quick. So I said Safeway last week. Sometimes I don't like to eat regular popcorn to get stuck in my teeth.
All right.
So this older woman was next to me. It's nothing to do with TV.
I know.
And I'm kind of looking, and I go, I'm looking for the pirate's booty. The what? It's like the pirate's booty? And I was like, yeah. She was like, never heard of it. And then I was like, fine. I was like, I know it's a strange name, but it's like a popcorn, like, the what?
Who is this weirdo?
Yeah. Predator popcorn. Predator and popcorn.
You ask him a question first.
Right, and I just said, I'm looking for pirate's booty. The what? Jesus, lady, relax.
Your store.
Man. Like, sorry, Ted. I was cracking up in the bathroom after you told me that.
No, I mean, it's funny, but I'm just like, I'm not trying to hit on you.
I'm looking for the pirate's booty.
Look at that booty. Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. Headlines are coming up next. You're listening to The Men's Room.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Residents near Denny Blaine Park are trying hard to stop people from frosting their maple bar. Only in Florida is wrangling an alligator barefoot on the side of a road. Not bizarre. Woman gets a stink eye when eating a can of tuna at a Broadway show. The investigator who could not figure out why an urn of ashes was at sea, he's really got to go. And a fart clears out the Jennings Beach Carnival in Connecticut. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, our top story. We go to the lovely world of the internet, where a disturbed woman had a story to tell to all of her followers. In a video that has since gone viral, she revealed that she went to her local theater's performance of the Broadway show Cabaret. Now, we've all been guilty of sneaking a little something to snack on in the theater to avoid the exorbitant prices of concessions. But what this woman was bringing was a little unnecessary. The video shows the woman lip-syncing with a soundbite that says this was rude and is captioned by her saying, quote, "Me turning to the woman who opened a can of tuna and ate it during the second act of Cabaret last night."
Did you have a can opener or just like one of those
It's got to be one of those pop ones, yeah.
Man,
Tuna.
I love tuna. I love canned tuna, but that is a unique smell.
Yes,
can't-
it is.
Like, come on.
And really,
Cabaret.
You had to have it at that moment, at that show. Man, I can't watch Cabaret if I don't just have some tuna.
Gotta get my protein in.
I was saying, gotta get my protein in.
Eat tuna, watch Cabaret, life changing.
go
It's
to the
kind of
bathroom.
like, Wizard of Oz and Dark Side of the Moon.
Excuse yourself from the doggone show.
I mean, look, I've eaten plenty of cans of tuna, but you got to put hot sauce or something on it.
Right, a little mayonnaise and relish.
Well, I'm saying, if you eat it out of the can, you usually can't mix up tuna salad. But
Yeah, true enough.
Oh, she didn't bring mayonnaise to Cabaret also?
No.
Okay.
No, just straight tuna, man.
I'd have bought my Frank's.
Chug the juice. In other news, the Florida authorities got a call about an attempted break-in. The report goes that a woman called police for reports of a man attempting to break into her home using a knife on the lock. When authorities arrived, he was still on the scene, and it turned out that it was actually the woman's neighbor, having made gouge marks in the door as he attempted to break in. But with one added touch to the whole scene, your favorite, Steve, he was stark naked.
Tase him.
He was arrested, and his wife was interviewed by officers who said that she knew that he was intoxicated and on psych medication, saying that she was afraid of him but didn't know that he had left her home. He's due in court in the coming days.
He scares me, but I love him.
Right. I'm terrified of him because he's drunk
might
as
kill
hell and
me,
he's on
but
psych
I
meds.
need
But,
yeah.
like, come on, what are we doing here? Anyway, the city of Seattle is facing a lawsuit from a community group citing multiple ongoing illegal activities that have gone unaddressed by local authorities. You may know about the unofficial nude beach, Denny Blaine Park.
Didn't.
This is where our community group has claimed this illicit activity has taken place.
It's right there.
Saying that there have been multiple instances of men sitting along the beach or the walls, more accurately, the walls around the beach, openly having at themselves.
Oh, so it's a masturbating beach.
Yeah.
Not just
Well,
naked.
it's contained, but there's a wall, and
And they're
people
sitting
look
on top.
over the wall.
Right.
You know, like if you're in there, you go, "Hey, John, nice penis."
Right.
But if you're outside the wall looking in,
Right.
It's
They
like the
just
guys
keep
who
it
sit at
top.
Green Lake in their car and eat lunch and do their thing, and
Right.
the girls will run by.
Yeah, exactly. This, of course, is frowned upon in such public places, and the group is tired of it.
Frowned upon, yes.
They're concerned about a possible negative effect of the suit, banning the legal activity of nudity altogether. They're saying, like, hey, we're trying to get them to crack down on these dudes just staring over the wall, and they're hoping that doesn't mean that they're going to shut down the nudity inside the beach. But they are hoping that officials will instead focus on enforcing the laws that are on the books and rid the area of obscenity.
But don't sit on the wall and masturbate.
yeah.
While staring at naked people. I know it's a big ask.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do that
It's
one
a lot
thing,
to ask of a man.
Yeah, how does that even get going?
And those are multiple guys. But
Yeah.
hey, join in. Come here. Look at that.
Down to Alabama, authorities have solved the mystery. Officers began investigating after an urn washed up on shore containing someone's ashes, wondering how it ended up in the water. Hoping that it wasn't a capsized boat or something similarly tragic that led to the urn floating by itself, they were finally able to find family related to the deceased, and they got their answer. Turns out it was the departed's last wishes to have their remains put to sea, which is why her nephew got on a boat, took her out to the water, and just chucked the urn out of the water.
I'm no detective, but this math is real easy, man. Oh, there's a bottle with a note inside. Yes, it's easy.
Well, they're hoping
doubt-
it's not a shipwreck.
I know what I'm saying is I don't think that people travel on their boats with an urn of ashes.
Yeah, fair call.
Generally.
I mean,
But some people live on their boat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
well,
Miles.
yeah, that's true. I mean,
But just in case those stars with the bad taste in your mouth,
Thankfully, there's good news.
there's a wild video making the rounds out of Florida. Troopers were called to the center divide of a local freeway on reports of a massive gator that had wandered into the grass. But instead of relocating this animal on their own, they decided to solicit the services of a man known as the Blue Collar Brawler. He showed up on the scene in a sleeveless camo shirt with matching shorts and nothing else, not even shoes on his feet. He was barefoot before jumping right in and wrangling the animal into submission. The reptile was quickly captured and relocated without further incident nor injury to any party. It's a great video.
That guy, Jesus. I mean, yeah, that's a guy. That's a man's man.
That's a man right there. They
They
uploaded the video to the Sheriff's Facebook page. It's worth a watch. Men's Room Sports brought to you by the fine folks at Sports on What. You got more NBA and NHL playoffs on tonight, as well as the Mariners. They're in town hosting the Angels for a 2-game series there. Find out where and when to watch all those games in one convenient location. It is called the Sports on What app as far as your weather. Partly cloudy skies tonight, bringing things down to about 43. Tomorrow we can expect partly cloudy skies and a high right around 64. That is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawkins out.
Thanks, really appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the return of Who Sucks Less. Lovely Jolene's coming up next.
Yes, indeed, it's all true. But in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
$50,000 to $80,000 to repair and replace a broken sewer? That stinks.
Well, that's what you get when you buy an older home.
We don't have that kind of money. I mean, who does?
Well, don't wait until it's too late. Call Pinky's.
Pinky's?
Yes, Darlene. Pinky's Plumbing. They do everything plumbing, even sewer and drain cleaning. A little preventative maintenance now will save you a big headache later. Just schedule it at pinkysplumbing.com.
Oh, thanks, Ethel.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, combining raw power with precision engineering, all backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. Climb inside a Tundra and experience the uncompromising strength. With its available iForce Max engine, the Tundra delivers exceptional power, torque, and towing capacity. Plus, the spacious and high-tech cabin keeps you connected on the run. Or check out a Tacoma. Agile, dependable, and unstoppable. The Tacoma's designed for those who go beyond the trails. Stay ahead of the pack with available off-road features like crawl control. Or break out your tunes with the available portable JBL speaker. Toyota trucks are built to last, year after year, mile after mile. So outlast every adventure and outlive the moment. Buy a Tundra or Tacoma today. Visit buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. Or stop by your local Toyota dealer to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
If you're ready for a new job, let Express Employment Professionals help you. Express is already hiring for summer jobs in a variety of industries. Job seekers never pay a fee at Express. Go to expresspros.com to find your location. That's expresspros.com.
Going up. Prices keep going up these days. It feels like being on an elevator that only goes up. Going up. But not at Metro. We're pushing the down button. Going down. We've lowered prices. Get one line of 5G data for $40, period. That's 20% lower. And you get a free 5G phone when you bring your number. Only at Metro.
5-year guarantee on eligible plans. Exclusions apply. See website for details. Not available at Metro with T-Mobile in the past 6 months. Tax applies.
Bosch's innovative power tools make you feel like a Bosch. Like when you pile drive screws and bolts with the 2-in-1 impact driver, you'll feel like
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah!
Or when you powerfully blast through concrete with the Bulldog rotary hammer, you'll feel
like I have the power!
And when you make buttery smooth cuts with the Glide Miter saw, you'll feel
Scoobity-bee-bop smooth, baby.
What he said. With expertly engineered power tools, the more you Bosch, the more you feel like a